Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Rogue Room. I am your host, the androgynous goth queen herself, Abigail, rogue bitch. How the fuck are you? Welcome in. How's it hanging? How you feeling? How you doing? Let's switch to some lo-fi, because the synth is good, it's cool, it's fine, it's dandy, but it gets a bit heavy at times. Especially when you're talking, it gets distracting. How's it going? Is that even playing? Is that even play? I clicked on a song. Yes, there is music playing. Okay, good. So dark. As dark as I could manage. I'm in full goth depresso nihilism mode lately. I'm hoping International Women's Day might make me feel a little bit better. I did a thing. Do you like it? I did a graphic what you can sit in as a chatting person. You can sit in this box over here, and now you've got a little thing that highlights you. And also, the logo got a bit of an overhaul. And I changed the font, like the coloration of my daily sub goal. I made things a little bit prettier. Not too overboard. A little bit. Here's I spelled womxn incorrectly. I had it set to International Not Womxn Day, and I changed the title to International Women's Day. Should I change it back, or should I leave it as this? This is a nicer way to phrase it, but I did like the subtle jab at Twitch. I'm gonna throw it to you folks. How about... I'm gonna throw it as a... We'll start the stream off with a poll, shall we? I'm loving polls lately. It's best left as is. It's probably best left as is, honestly. There we go. I want to know what you think. Should I change I had like the original title before we really got into the stream was International Not Womxn's Day, right? How you doing, Carpe? How's it going? We got 3 for leave it. We'll probably end up leaving it, honestly. It looks like that's the majority. Hello, Dharma. Hello, Kit. Hello, Catalina. How's yous all going? Hello, Black Cat. Yes, I got my overalls. I got my my pinafore. It's my overall, my gothic red and black pinafore. This is, I think this was the first piece of particularly goth apparel I bought, honestly. And I've been meaning desperately to buy myself a mesh shirt to go under this. And I have not yet done it. Yes, it's less inclusive, but that was the joke, making fun of Twitch. Who the other day, when they announced, we're celebrating Womxn's History Month, was the tweet they put out. And everyone, Juniper, went completely ham on them for that. Every single person went off on them to say, you know, that's not inclusive, that's not how this works. So that's kind of why it would be a piss take title. It wouldn't be a serious title. Thought you'd make sure I had backup tonight. I definitely appreciate that, Kit. You are a lovely person. I haven't actually had a chance to launch Valheim yet. I should have. My goodness, I didn't even think. I should have launched Valheim today and had a bit of a go to relax. Can I vent? Am I allowed to vent to you, my lovely friends? Because this blanket that I bought, this throw rug, there's a reason I have a throw rug on my bed that says emotionally exhausted. 'Cause I am that. Alright, we're leaving it. We're leaving it as International Women's Day. Let's talk about women. Set pronouns, fantastic, Juniper. Glad to hear it. Oh my god, Romaya!
Brought guests.
Hello, friend. How you doing? Welcome in. How was your stream? Tell us all about it. Actually, Kit, since you're here, can I get you to get a shout out for Romaya? I think. Oh, there you go. Right on target, right on cue. Or then Eklund tries it. How are you going in WoW? What'd you get up to? What was I saying? Oh yeah, we had a bit of an issue. I decided it'd be a great idea to post a video on my YouTube channel yesterday. And it wasn't a good idea to post this particular YouTube video. You love the lippy? Thank you, thank you. But I will say this, I will give it credit where credit is due. It has boosted my subscribers a bit. I've gained a few subscribers over the past couple of days from that video. But I put up a video about the super straight situation. You know the super straight meme at this point? It's a bunch of transphobes trying to justify the fact that they are the most heterosexual people on the planet. Trying to take the piss out of, you know, anyone who is trans or anyone who is, well, okay, let's start at the beginning. You saw that hashtag. It's probably best to save yourself. You could go back and watch my video, but there's more context to it now that I didn't include in the video in the first place. But the people behind the super straight hashtag, it turns out, to clarify, there was a TikTok that went up by a guy, which I never showed in the video. Thank you for the hydration reminder. And the flip off. There you go. Oh my, where's my ring? We can't do a stream without the ring. Yeah, we've got to have the ring. Which is, by the way, if you type ! ring, you can get access to the link for that one. Anyway, so, yes, as Dell very expertly elucidated in very short terms, it was a 4chan psyop designed to get the transphobes to basically admit they're fashy as fuck. And what it was, there was a TikTok that went up and the guy said, you know, oh, sometimes my friends ask me, would you ever sleep with a trans chick? And he goes, no, she's got a penis, that's a dude. And he's like, well, I'm sick of people calling me transphobic for this, so I'm inventing a new sexuality called super straight. And his whole thing was that, you know, that's his sexuality, is that he's exclusively only attracted to people who he knows the genitalia of. So what would he do if he were to meet a transgender person who he was attracted to and he didn't know the genitalia? Or like, this is honestly one of the most fucked up parts that I've been ruminating on this particular aspect, right? It's like, what if one of these, and this is, yeah, like Dell said, it's a 4chan psyop. It's a whole thing, and the initialism, SS, it's basically a way to get the straights to admit they're Nazis, or some of them anyway. The thing that I would like to know about the super straight situation, right? Let's just say one of these people who, and again, it was a joke, it was a troll, it was a meme, and it pissed off a ton of people, rightfully so, because anytime some kind of big social joke punching down at trans people happens, we're understandably pissed off, right? Because we are a minority group, don't attack us. Anyway, the thing that occurs to me, right, is how are these, if they come across a particularly femme-presenting, attractive transgender woman, and they develop feelings for her, and then later find out she's trans, whether post-op or pre-op doesn't matter, right? Do you know what happens in those particular situations, my friends? I'm going to ask you the question right now. If there is someone who has a genital preference, generally speaking, and they encounter a transgender woman, it's usually women in this circumstance, do you know what happens when a transphobe goes to hook up with a trans woman and realizes she's trans? He kills her. It's not an uncommon occurrence. He murders her. Or he beats the living shit out of her. This is the kind of shit we're worried about. They get violent. They do. Uniformly. And this is one of the things that this particular situation is inevitably going to lead to. It's going to lead to more transphobic violence, which is not nice to hear about. And of course, the dickhead in the video. Anyway, the reason that we bring this up is the latest video that I put out was called What the Fuck is a Super Straight. And these people who were doing this fashy 4chan psyop found it because it had Super Straight in the title. It was SEO'd properly, did all my tags, did my description. And it got absolutely bombarded with over 500 comments last I checked. I'm looking at my analytics right now. Here's the like to dislike ratio on it. For example, like 15% likes versus 577 likes. 104 likes, which is honestly quite good to see. If I'm not mistaken, at least 104 people liked this video. In contrast to the 577 transphobic trolls that disliked it. You've been in that situation. It was not nice, to put it mildly. In hospital for a week, incapable of attacking, even in self-defense. Completely psychologically incapable. That's where I stand. Honestly, I feel like I'm psychologically incapable of physically defending myself. I do not like violence. Don't get why so many folk are so bothered about other people's bodies. You don't get folk in general. I agree, Steward. I don't get people either. And this is why I'm emotionally exhausted. And yes, you can mention something with a trigger warning. Absolutely. This is why I have this emotionally exhausted blanket. I'm trying to fix my bracer up over here. Because I got some badass leather braces here, because, like, goth shit. Anyway, the reason I have this emotionally exhausted blanket is it's thematic. It fits the way I feel about things. I honestly want to do a stream where we talk about nihilism, because I've been feeling nihilism lately as an entire thing. Let's do a whole research stream on the philosophy of nihilism. There is a hair in my mouth and I don't know where it is. Ultimately, transphobes don't want us just to go be quiet in the corner, but to disappear entirely. And as trans folks have existed since hominids first stood upright, there's only one way to do that, and it won't work. But they want to try anyway. Agreed, Del. It reminds me quite distinctly, if I may elucidate this point. Do you remember this was actually touched on in Philosophy Tube's transphobia video? Do you recall? 10, 15, 20 years ago, you would be talking to someone, typically a man, and you would say to them, how do you feel about gay people? And they'd say, oh, I don't mind them as long as they stay away from me. As long as they don't flirt with me, don't care. What they're saying in that sentence is not that they're okay with gay people. It's that they don't want gay people to be around them in society, period. It's not that they don't want them hitting on them, that they don't want them to exist in the same space they do. They want them to flit off to gay land. It's not even just American culture. I literally had a friend who said that to me. You know, on one occasion, we were just talking about the gay thing for some reason because we were teenagers. And I never had a problem with gay people. But his response was explicitly, I don't want them flirting with me. So, trigger warning, violence. I should probably trigger warn some of the topics I talk about on this stream, honestly. A few years ago, we had someone literally hold a knife to our throat over this kind of thing. Barely managed to get out of it alive. Had a faint scar for months. I'm sorry to hear that. It's awful. Nihilism is excellent to research, Lyrium. We'll have to do that. We'll have to do that for a stream. It's not tolerant. And this is exactly the same thing. Even with a huge kitchen knife pressing against your jugular being threatened, couldn't even lift a fist to protect yourselves. Honestly, it becomes that fight or flight mechanism, I think. And I think some people are intrinsically more pacifist. Just natural. I mean, maybe not even necessarily naturally, but my mother always taught me to... Hang on. Dude, I need to get my nasal cavity checked. I don't know why I'm sniffling all the fucking time. Anyway. Well, yeah, you're right. There's 3. Fight, flight, or freeze. And yeah, freeze is the one that honestly a lot of women will encounter if they're in a situation where they have that issue. Yeah, that's usually the women's response. And my mother always taught me not to be violent. She, like, you know, I've been around families with kids where they're just like, listen, son, if you've got a bully picking on you at school, just punch him in the nose. Like, I never had that kind of upbringing. My mother was always the type to, like, if you've got bullies at school, ignore them and regrettably let them move on to the next target. Just ignore them. Mind your business. And that's what I try to teach my kids. I'm trying so desperately. My son is hitting at the moment his sister, and I am trying so desperately to get him to stop because I just despise and detest violence. And I don't want it. But the thing is, honestly, even amidst all of that, when I was being absolutely bombarded with over 500 comments on this particular video, these super straights who, yeah, it's just a joke to them, it's just trolling. But it actually had an impact on my mental health, and I was really considering not streaming tonight. And I really had to give myself the energy to do it, because this is one of those things that gives me comfort. This is one of those things that allows me to take away that negative energy and channel it into something positive. Where if I had not streamed, I would probably just stew in my own negativity for the night, and I wouldn't do anything that would make me feel happy or all that. So at this point, the like-dislike ratio on the video is disabled, and the comments are disabled in the video. So I'm not getting bombarded with hate anymore. I'm still getting views on the video, but no, like if I look at the analytics for it, for example, nobody's actually watching it. If I go to, where is it? There is actually an analytic for average view duration. It's about 2 minutes out of a nearly 9-minute video. Anyway, what have I missed? Let me come back. Did I hear John Cleese and Rob Schneider are writing a movie called The Great Emu War? That's gonna be awful. Today's Trans International Women's Day. I had no idea what a bad well, it's just International Women's Day. It's not specifically Trans International Women's Day, although that'd be cool. The trans is always in my title that's just a little tag. That's my trans tag. Honestly, Crystal. I think, like, I mean, I personally wouldn't see the bad trans thing if you're referring to yourself as a joke. I don't personally see that as a particularly negative thing. And say an easy instrument, yes, my friend wanted. My friend who, by the way, can I just personally elucidate? I'm not friends with this person anymore because...
The Rogue Room appreciates your recommendation.
Unicorn, thank you for the host. Thank you so kindly. What was I going to say? That friend, the one that wanted segregation, is no longer a friend. You want to know why? Nothing to do with that. I was never bold enough in my opinions. By the way, hi Noel. Anita Noel, sorry. How you doing? I've got a fucking hair in my mouth and I can't get it out. I don't know where it is. That friend who wanted the segregation, who didn't want the gays near him. I don't want a gay person near me. Oh my god, I can't get this fucking hair. Jesus cunting Christ, give me a second. I cannot get it out of my mouth. Where are you, you fucking slut? I don't even know if it is a hair. I cannot not feel it. I have a point here. I promise I will tell you this story. I legitimately cannot see it. I can't see it. I can't see it. It's not there. I don't see it. Yeah, let's try this. I'm gonna try this. Okay. I'm delusional. There's no hair there. There's no fucking hair there. Hi. There's no, I'm delusional. I'm literally experiencing delusions right now. Anyway, let's come back to this story. Try some gum? Maybe I should. I've got that feeling of like this one hair brushing against my lip and I cannot. Anyway, okay. Let's come back to the story about my friend. I want to tell a story about my friend and then we'll do some International Women's stuff. International Women's Day stuff shortly. Like Google put up a big thing about International Women's Day. But I had this friend, the one that was like, I don't want the gays near me. I just don't want a bloke to be flirting with me. I don't want a bloke to be hitting on me. This particular friend, who I used to hang out with routinely, we used to be very good friends. We used to play video games all the time. We used to play wrestling video games all the time. There were several occasions where we would lay down like couch cushions in the living room and do pretend wrestling, jump and doing elbow drops on pillows and shit. It was fucking awesome. It was fucking awesome hanging out with this person until one night they did sleep over. Don't worry, it's not a rape story. I didn't get sexually molested by this person, though it wouldn't shock me. And they stole my Nintendo DS, my sister's Nintendo DS, my PSP, my laptop, my sister's laptop actually, it was my sister's laptop. He stole a controller, a bunch of games, and, you know, he was just out of my house in the morning. Called the cops, managed to get some of it back, and the thing is, I liked my PSP. I was very much enjoying playing Pursuit Force, and knowing he had tainted it by stealing it from me, said to me, I can't have this anymore, and I traded it in to EB Games. I simply couldn't keep it around. It had that negative emotional attachment. Like, that cunt stole this from me and destroyed our friendship. So that's the kind of person you could expect to be dealing with if they say, I don't want gay folks near me. They might try to bum me. Or the same kind of person who would do this shit is like, I'm a super straight. I only want to be around people who have the correct genitals. Imbeciles, quite frankly. And these people who tend to do bad things always tend to have fairly bad opinions about the world too. Anyway, I did see about the Great Emu War thing. Yes. Only self-segregate. Give me queer bubble, please. Yes, agreed. This is why you stream with a hand mirror and arm's reach. Well, I'll leave that on my desk. We are going to do at some point when I figure it out. I can't use this thing. I cannot do my makeup with this thing. I could try, but there's not enough light here to do it. We are going to do a Get Ready With Me stream at some point, I promise. On the subject. You used to put trans in your title and people said that was clickbaiting. Why is that clickbaiting? What? What genitals are correct? Pangenitals. We don't need genitals anymore. It's oppression. I'm sorry. You have genitals? That's literally oppressing me. You bigot. So I'm just going to quickly look this up because I need to know. I mean, oh my god, you're not kidding. You're not kidding. John Cleese writes Emu film with Rob Schneider. This is honestly just the final straw for John Cleese. He said the thing about how he doesn't care about trans people. You know? He said stuff about cancel culture. What else has he said? Let me think. And some of his earlier works are a bit controversial, but this... I'm sorry, friends, but this is the final straw for John Cleese. Writing a film with Rob Schneider is where we need to cut him off. We need to just say, I'm sorry, John Cleese, but you've had your run, we're done. Collaborating with Rob Schneider, that's the last straw. That is the straw that broke the camel's back. The transphobia, nothing. The cancel culture discussion, nah, who cares? Some of the grosser skits that he did, which were actually kind of amusing, honestly. Like, I will give credit where credit is due. There was actually quite a bit of racism in Fawlty Towers, as far as I recall as well. You know, he's had a somewhat problematic career, but has overall been fairly lauded by the public. What did Rob do besides be a shitty actor? That. His work sucks. I'm sorry, I legitimately have no idea how Rob Schneider can be considered an actor. Welcome, Schizo, how you doing? Have a civil discussion about what, Sams? The movie Yellowbeard. Oh no, let me look this up. The movie Yellowbeard is full of rape jokes. Oh. Oof. 1983, sorry. He's racist? Oh no. I mean, I quite... For those who are unaware, I have the Shinigami Eyes extension installed on Chrome. And what that does is it highlights the names of people who are... Like, either if they're transphobic, they come up in red, and if they are trans positive, they come up in green. And just looking at the page for Yellowbeard, John Cleese immediately comes up in red. Yeah, Rob Schneider's career has been one long joke. Happy International Women's Day, by the way, Game VIP. How you doing? I'm trying to, like... I feel like you've said this is unwatchable, and I feel like I need to... And I'm going to say this, and I'm not going to watch it, I promise you. But I feel like I need to say I want to watch it just to see how bad it is. In the same way I want to watch Lindsay Ellis's video on transphobia in media, even though I know, after having heard it from numerous trans people, including Casey Explosion, that it's a very traumatizing video to watch. Which still says to me I should watch it. I should get some context for what she's highlighting. But yeah. I think she was spurred on by ContraPoints to make that one. What did I miss? Twitch really is a small world, isn't it? It is. I've found so many. I mean, it is, but it isn't. But I've met quite a few really cool people since, honestly, the past few months. I mean, I've met a bunch of cool people on Twitch over the years, most certainly. A Loot Demon, who is my mod in chat tonight, who is a lovely, lovely person who should shout herself out because she's awesome. One of my earliest Twitch friends. I do not lie, you are amazing, and you kind of semi-inspired this little side pony thing. I need to learn how to braid. One day I'm going to learn how to braid when I've got enough hair. It's cute, thank you. I bought a pack of hair ties that are like a bunch of different colors, and I got a red one, and it fits the whole thing. About Mr. Potato Head, do you think it was right to remove the mystery out of his name to be gender neutral? It's not about being gender neutral, it's just about unifying the brand. It's just Potato Head. It's not about being gender neutral. They decided to put out a statement of acceptance and inclusivity, which is fine. But they had Mr. Potato Head, Mrs. Potato Head, Baby Potato Head, and they were just like, well, we might as well just have a Potato Head brand, so it's literally like a non-issue. It's the entire opposite of an issue, quite frankly. Wait, were we talking something about... Hang on. Yeah, well, Mr. Potato Head is still Mr. Potato Head, yes. Because the Mr. Potato Head line isn't going anywhere. It's just under the broad umbrella brand of Potato Head now. So you will be able to find a box that's Potato Head brand, and on the box somewhere else it will say Mr. Potato Head. Again, he's not going anywhere. And it's a plastic potato. Potatoes don't have genders. Here we go. Do potatoes have genders? Let's actually look at this. Let's actually look this up. Not that it's gonna matter. They're a vegetable. Anyway, where were we? Okay. This is in the Ask Culinary subreddit. With all this... Oh, this is actually from 7 days ago. This is actually recent. With all of this potato head stuff, I started thinking, and I remembered an old episode of Iron Chef where one of the chefs claimed that male and female potatoes had different flavors. I know this is the case with eggplants, but potatoes are tubers, so I don't believe they have a specific gender. By the way, mushrooms have got like thousands of genders, whatever that means. Doing a little reading, perhaps it was an odd translation. The chef was talking about the distal/proximal ends of a potato, although I personally don't notice a difference in flavor based on the sides. And this one comment just sums it up. Potatoes have no gender, they reproduce asexually. Crowd of shit and transphobia, let's have a look. Always fun. Crowder confronts Tyre/transgender. Do we have to watch his ugly face? He looks like an attempted gay man. Does that make sense? Anyway. No, who's offended? Who's offended about the potato? I'm sorry, who's offended by the potato? Who's the one getting upset about Mr. and Mrs. Potato Head? Apparently, I don't recall saying I was offended by Potato Head. I literally just explained that Hasbro decided to remove the Mr. and Mrs. for branding. That's literally a branding move. They're not appealing to anyone. They did it as a branding move, as corporations are wont to do. On my side. What's my side? You've also just automatically assigned me to a group. You know, the amorphous blob known as the left. We keep bringing this up. You know, what is the left? Define the left for me. My leftist opinion is Hasbro changed a branding. Literally no one on the left gives a single fuck about the potato. Am I a Democrat? I'm a Greens voter. I vote in favor of policies that will move towards climate change and progressive policies that will help queer people. Women. Democrats aren't left to begin with, exactly. There's a lot of generalization going on, which is very, very interesting when you think about the kind of viewpoints we're hearing right now. And, you know, the origin of those viewpoints. To generalize an entire group of people. Who generally does that, I wonder? Who are the groups that tend to broadly generalize other groups? Politically speaking, who, throwing this out there as a hypothetical, who are the ones that, generally speaking, go out and say this group of people are doing this specific thing? Uniformly, without fail. Which political party would it be? I'm struggling. Well, I mean, yes, fascists. That's not what I was getting at. Republicans. I mean, yes, people do it. I mean, they are people. Yeah, Dr. Seuss books aren't cancelled. The publishing house literally looked at books that had very, very racist artwork in them and were like, okay, we don't want to publish these anymore. Literally nobody was cancelling Dr. Seuss. You can still buy all of the rest of his books. Can I ask you? Okay, let me just do this really quickly. I genuinely want to ask you this. No. Hold on. Let me just quickly ask you here. Have you... What? Here's a thought. I want you to right now put in a book by Dr. Seuss that you had read to you as a child, or you have read at some point in your life. What are the most common Dr. Seuss books that you've read? Generally speaking, just throwing that out there. Go on. I'm waiting. What are the Dr. Seuss books you've read? What are the ones that you've read? What are the most common ones? What are the most well-known? Okay, seeing Green Eggs and Ham, Red Fish, Blue Fish, The Lorax. I read The Lorax recently, that one's good. Oh yeah, you guys is not gender neutral, we use folks around these parts. Oh, The Places You'll Go, Horton Hears a Who. On International Women's Day, yeah, I know. Okay, so now let me rattle off a few of the ones. Cat in the Hat. So, suffice it to say, have you heard of And to Think I Saw It on Mulberry Street? If I Ran the Zoo? McElligot's Pool? On Beyond Zebra? Scrambled Eggs Super? The Cat's Quizzer? Have you heard of any of these? Have you ever even seen them? I legitimately didn't know these books existed. I had no clue until the publishing house, who were not being pestered by any sort of cancel culture lefty amorphous blob mob, literally until the news broke, on behalf of the publishing house. Again, I'm just like stating the facts here. And they probably weren't selling well because of that also. Yeah, these were not popular books. It wasn't until the publishing house said, we're just going to not publish these anymore because they're a bit shit and very racist. Wait. Yes, racist imagery does need to go. Seuss himself would now disavow the opinions contained therein. Also, he's dead, so he can't, so his estate did. He had some racist viewpoints when he was younger, when he published these books and earlier works of his, which were very, very racist propagandist, because that was the method of the time, I suppose. Like, I think he definitely held those viewpoints at some point, but he definitely grew and changed throughout his career, and later on in life disavowed all of those earlier works that he did, and he's like, I do not, that was a product of the time, sort of thing. Now we're just spouting nonsense. Leave him for a bit, Loot. It's quite fun. Yes, let's cancel crime. Yes, and cops. Cancel crime and cops. Now, hang on. I want to make a point here. We will get into the Women's Day stuff. I will. I promise. Do you know why crime happens? Do you know why there are high crime rates in America? It's not like the cops aren't doing anything. The cops do not do anything. How will I be gay and do crime? True. Shit, Hazelnut, how are we gonna... Fuck. We can't cancel crime because if we cancel crime, we can't be gay, do crimes. I can't do that. But we can cancel cops. Fuck them. While we're using while we're using the right terminology against them, we might as well say, yeah, fuck it, cancel cops. The majority of the reason that there is so much crime in society, the cops are not here to help. The cops are not here to help. The cops are here to protect capitalism. Okay? The cops are here to put certain people from certain walks of life who are forced into a life of crime due to social pressures. Cops don't help trans people. Cops don't help people of color. There's the situation with Derek Chauvin, the man who left his knee on a black man's neck for 9 minutes. You recall that whole situation? They had to put up barbed wire and razor wire fencing around the courthouse where he's being tried. Cops don't do a fucking thing. Again, cops are there. I am buying this All Cats Are Beautiful Antifa shirt soon, by the way. Especially in America, cops are an institution that oppresses people. It's not one cop. Oh my god, you can't be that dense. You cannot be that dense. That is not one cop. That is an example of the system. And no, I'm not going to do that. Yes, every single cop in America is bad. That's why we say all cops are bastards. ACAB. The reason we say that is because every cop is a part of that very same system. So they are complicit whenever bad cops do bad things. And there's always bad cops doing bad things because that's the system that they run under. That's the system they operate under. They have quotas they need to fill. The other cops stand by and let it happen. Because you know what happens when... Let me think for a second. You know what happens when cops speak out against other cops? What was his name? Let me think. Do you remember Christopher Dorner? Serpico happens? I need to watch that one, but I'll take your word for it. You remember Christopher Dorner was a Los Angeles police officer who, beginning on the February of 3rd, 2013, committed a series of shootings in Orange County, Los Angeles County, Riverside County, and San Bernardino County. The victims were law enforcement officers and the daughter of a former police captain. Dorner killed 4 people and wounded 3 others. On February 12, 2013, Dorner died during a standoff with San Bernardino County Sheriff's deputies after a shootout at a cabin in the San Bernardino Mountains. Manifesto posted by Dorner on Facebook declared unconventional and asymmetric warfare upon the Los Angeles Police Department and their families, their associates, unless the LAPD admitted publicly he was fired in retaliation for reporting excessive force. This man was tipped over the edge. Obviously, he was not stable. Great outfit. Thank you, Rocco. He was a good cop. I mean, he wasn't a good cop. He killed a lot of people. But still. The cops that watched Chauvin execute George Floyd. Like, why are we doing this? Genuine question. Why are we doing this? Are you here to be a contrarian? Are you here to play devil's advocate? Do you have a point? You started with the Mr. Potato Head shit. Is my microphone close enough? No. And you immediately escalated to straight up racism, dude. Straight... And now here we go, see? You don't have a point, Sams. You're just here to be a contrarian devil's advocate reactionary. You don't have a point. You have nothing. You're just here to cause chaos. Looking good in black. Thank you. Earn a ban in all the channels you mod in. Fucking fantastic. Good shit. But I'm shutting you down though. And there we go. You're gone. Can we talk International Women's Day now? Can we do that? All cops are bastards. Can we get some ACABs in chat? Yeah, they throw around some reference to genitalia. This started, honestly, I think, with the discussion around the Super Straights thing. The Super Straights video, that's what it started with, and then it escalated to bullshit. So, there's a thing that Google put out. Occasionally Google is nice and inclusive and all that bullshit, even though this is the company that removed the term "don't be evil" from their what was it? From their company slogan or whatever it was. Seemed very intelligent. Why, thank you. I try my best. We're all just looking for food. I mean, it's a fair point, Skids. From their mission statement, that's it. They removed "Don't be evil" from their mission statement. Why you would do that, as one of the biggest companies in the world, I don't know. You know, that's kind of a very good forward-facing thing to uphold. To then remove that, very, very sus, Google. Very sus. But, on the subject. Well, to be evil, obviously. They did post this for International Women's Day. In the past year, the world searched for the first woman more than ever before. Whether in politics, the sciences, athletics, or the arts, women have driven society forward throughout history. Over the last year, the world has looked to trailblazing women who overcame the obstacles of their time to do what had never been done before. As firsts. I misread that. These women stand on the shoulders of countless others, women who laid the foundation but didn't have the same opportunities to break the glass ceiling. Some firsts achieve something spectacularly new, others receiving a recognition that is long overdue. Thank you for the hydration. Have I missed any hydration? Or any other stuff? Hang on, let me just look through this. Del. There you go. Noir. I have to, you're not allowed to punch me. That's abuse against women, and we don't stand that. Welcome to the Rogue Room, Lee or not. How you doing? Anyway, as we were saying, some firsts achieve something new. Yeah, we read that bit. Collectively and across the globe, these firsts have created a remarkable legacy for the generations that follow. What have I missed? Surprised to see so many familiar names in here. I see that a lot, honestly. Getting around Twitch these days. You know, in certain channels, I think I've started to collect a bunch of different followings, follows that have led to followings, I suppose, where I will go into certain channels and I'm like, I recognize you, I recognize you, I recognize you, etc, 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 etc. I know you're making a Morrowind reference. What exactly sounds transphobic? I already have a skeptical eye on you. Finally breached 200 follows. Fucking great. That's awesome to hear, Sammy. In honor of International Women's Day, we're celebrating the firsts who paved the way, the many women they inspire. Konnichiwa, how you doing? I have yet to play Morrowind, and I should really get around to it one of these days. I feel like I need to play Morrowind. I feel like that's one of the things I need to do. You're ace, so you at least don't get punched, right? Yeah, I mean, you're not straight. You're not gay, you're not... I mean, do you experience any attraction as an ace person, or is it just asexuality, as in you're not interested in sex? I'm not sure on ace stuff. Yeah, I've tried playing Morrowind, and it is very dated. I've played Neo, I did not like it. Gothic bitch moment. It's great if you don't mind having no direction at all. I feel like they could really do something with that with Elder Scrolls 6 if they really put some effort into it and make it work, but they just went super hard on very heavily guiding you in Skyrim. Anyway, welcome to the Rogue Room, Char Char. You're a trans girl too. Welcome in. You're welcome in this space. Now, romantic attraction or aesthetic attraction. Well, that's good. I mean, it's not bad if you don't. I don't know how to respond to that, but you know, it is something. It would be great if they didn't make it fantasy Fallout again. Yes, honestly. Again, I've mentioned on numerous occasions that my personal viewpoint on the Elder Scrolls is that there's a great concept there for a game that doesn't have a core storyline. You know, doesn't have a main storyline. If you just do the Elder Scrolls, just drop your character in the world somewhere and don't have some big prophecy they need to fulfill. Just drop them in the world and let them explore it at their own pace. You know, I think that would be so much better than adding some kind of main story. Yeah, they just aren't sexually attracted, yeah. Part of the Freelance Journalists Union. One of the PDX peeps we know. Helped flip the car right ways up, that's pretty cool. Complete and total world immersion, that's what I reckon they should focus on with the Elder Scrolls. Even though I know Elder Scrolls has always been story driven, I mean, in my personal opinion, I think we need a new story, and we need a new RPG to tackle this particular topic. But just drop your character in the world somewhere, and still have storylines, stuff like the Dark Brotherhood and the Thieves Guild, and all these different little subplots dotted throughout the world. Yes, do that. But don't give us a main storyline. Just let me exist in the world and immerse myself in the world without being the fucking Dragonborn. That's what I would really want. Yeah, go find the storylines. I would love that so much. If someone has an RPG that's like that, but quite frankly, I feel like I'd probably get recommended stuff that wouldn't fit exactly what I want. I mean, there is New Vegas. I've heard good things about New Vegas. But yeah, I think that would be awesome. You can link your friends' Twitter username if you want. Hang on, listen. You found it's a huge skooma ring story Bethesda never finished in Oblivion, didn't take it out and didn't do anything with it. Well, that's unfortunate. Although I do love hearing about cut content in games. It leaves me wanting more, honestly. Dark Souls is one of my favorites for cut content. There's always some really awesome cut content in From Software games. There's some awesome hidden bosses in the Chalice dungeons of Bloodborne. I think there's an Undead King boss in Dark Souls 1 that is completely removed from the game, and some people have managed to get him back into the game. Arrow Demiro, other. I honestly don't know. Like, I'm just, quite frankly, the issue I have with discussing sexuality is, like, I know my sexuality, but I don't know anybody else's. You know, so I don't really want to touch on... I mean, I'm not saying you can't talk about it. I'm saying that I don't like to have input on other people's sexualities because I worry I'd fuck up something. I worry I'd upset somebody by misinterpreting what their sexuality is. You can get bits and pieces. NPCs you can follow and hear bits of a skooma. Oh, okay. That's kind of neat, honestly. It's kind. I like that world building stuff that doesn't necessarily need to lead anywhere as well. You know. And that's kind of one of the things that Skyrim has. That's a, sorry, I'm unbuckling my thing down here. That's kind of one of the things that Skyrim doesn't do well, is it's like every time you hear of something in the world, some rumor, it leads into something. And it'd be great if there was just some world-building dialogue that doesn't actually lead anywhere. Oh, did you hear about such and such having a problem with their farm? And then maybe you go talk to such and such with their farm and they're just like, I don't want your help, go away. That'd be great. Honestly. Outer Worlds is also kind of open-ended. I need to play more of that. I did like what I played of it. I just felt it was a bit weird that there was no grenades in a otherwise very generic first-person shooter. Which is obviously story-driven. Very heavily story-driven. I really like the Company Town storyline at the beginning of the game. Looking good. Thank you, Fox. How you doing? Gwendolyn is a badass trans woman and no one will change your mind on that. May I change your mind though, Wispy? May I? And don't get me wrong, I think you could definitely define... Schizo, thank you for the 100 bits. May I suggest... Gwendolyn is not specifically trans. However, you could chalk this up to... it being a Japanese developer and interpretations of trans people in Japanese media is generally not the best. Okay, that's what I've generally noticed. With Gwendolyn, the lore text that we have available to us is that Gwendolyn was born male, raised female. So, at no point do we have any inclination that, for example, and I mean, you don't need dysphoria to be trans. But generally speaking, a transgender person experiences a life where they are raised into a certain gender and then transition. Whereas Gwendolyn was raised from birth, essentially assigned female at birth, despite being born male. Does that make sense? So Gwendolyn was always raised as a woman. Does that make them trans? Is the curious question we should ask ourselves. But that's a whole thing. I'm gonna say that you lost. I'm just rambling because I like Dark Souls lore. I mean, you could say yes, trans, but do we have any real world stories from modern society, that we could relate to that? Perhaps you'll headcanon it. I'll headcanon it. I think I posted a meme once where Gwendolyn is against a trans flag backdrop. Sexuality is such a fucking soup of everything. Also, like, a lot of personality and mental traits as well, that people don't like talking about that because there's a bit of a phobic mindset of other orientations as mental illness. Yes, absolutely. Sexuality is a very tricky thing in that regard. Did I read this bit? I don't recall if I read this. But while it is inspiring to see how far women have come, because we are talking a bit of International Women's Day, it is important to remember that there is still a long journey ahead of us. Just as we celebrate the firsts from history, we are working to make sure that many follow in their footsteps. Lorraine Toohill, Google CMO. The first woman to win the Nobel Prize, Marie Curie. I feel like, we're going to list off a bunch of women you are already well aware of. Marie Curie won the Nobel Prize in Physics in 1903 and in Chemistry in 1911, making her the first woman to ever win the prize and the first person to win it twice. In 2020, worldwide search interest for women in science hit a 10-year high as women scientists dominated in fields that had historically excluded them. The opportunities women have in STEM fields today are due in a large part to the perseverance of Marie Curie, who, due to her gender, was not initially considered for the 1903 prize, despite her pivotal role in radioactivity research. Curie shared this perseverance with others like the first women astronauts, who fought to be treated with the same respect as their male colleagues, and with countless women who devoted their lives to the sciences, though their work may never be widely recognized. Thanks for the hydration. Found a lesbian couple in ESO. That's awesome. There was also one. I'm not sure if they're ever actually been confirmed lesbian, but there is a couple of women that pop up every now and again in World of Warcraft, if I'm not mistaken. There's your hydration. There was a couple. I think there was a night elf and maybe a human. I'm not sure. Maybe I'll just look it up really quickly. I don't think it's ever confirmed that they will. That doesn't help me. There was a lesbian confirmed in WoW Legion. Lesbian couple. Well. Let me see. Oh yeah, in Legion. That's not it though. That's not it though. Not what I'm thinking of. Let me think. The two ladies who raised the Grinch are lesbians. I didn't even know that was a part of the story. I haven't read the Grinch. I've only seen the movies of the Grinch. This does not help me. There were a couple of female characters in, I want to say, not Hillsbrad Foothills, Arathi Highlands maybe, or something like that. An early game zone, and they're sitting on the edge of a quarry area, and they have little conversations back and forth. I don't think there's any quest line or anything. There's no interaction with them. But they have little back and forth dialogues, and a lot of people headcanon those two as lesbians before Legion came out. And there was an actual lesbian couple, I suppose. They did add a trans man into the WoW Shadowlands in the Kyrian Covenant. That's Covenant, not government. That's cool. You love the Dishonored games for casual queer inclusion? Who's queer in Dishonored? I've only played the first one. I can't think of who's queer in Dishonored. I need to play the second. Regardless, good fucking game. Oh my god. If there was a game I could just, play one game for the rest of my life, I just do Dishonored speedruns forever. Yes, the Grinch is the one that despises Christmas. Speculated lesbian couple from MOP that showed up at the end of BFA. Oh, okay. There's a trans girl in that Wonder Egg something anime streaming on Funimation. I honestly have no clue about anime. I have got no clue. Emily's in a relationship with a non-binary person. Dowd is ace. Delilah is gay. There's a lot of casual. That's good to see. That's like the best kind of queer representation. Is it just existing? And I mean, honestly, take it with a grain of salt. But I look at, and I haven't played this. I have not played The Last of Us 2. I've also not played the Left Behind DLC for the first game. But it does seem to me that Ellie's lesbianism is not really the front and center of her character. It's just a facet of her character, right? It's not shoved in your face. 80s? I haven't played enough of Hades to get into like the romance stuff. Has there been a game yet with a trans main character? You could argue, well, yes, Celeste. Like Celeste, definitely. But if you're thinking like AAA games, none that I can think of. Achilles and Patroclus. Putting too much into what? Celeste is the game with Madeline. We like Madeline. Madeline's awesome. But yeah, it'd be cool to see The Missing. What's The Missing? Oh, there's also Wispy, welcome to the Rogue Room. What's that game called? Tell Me Why. That's the one Hazelnut has got a trans main character. Trans man is the lead character. The Missing TV series, or are you talking about or is there a game called The Missing? That is a little spoilery. Oh, okay. That's right. I'm not too fussed about spoilers. The game. Triple H. I couldn't see a game. Hang on. Unless it's just... Oh, hang on. I think I recall this. J.J. Macfield and the Island of Memories. I think I recall someone bringing this up to me recently. Anyway, if you're thinking, I am noticing you. It's just chat's kind of blowing up at the moment. Wonder Egg Priority. We got the name because your head is full of some slushy liquid. I mean, does Valheim have trans characters? You could argue the cyberpunk thing, but when we talk about, if we want a trans character as the main character in a big AAA game, we don't want, look, you can make your character a chick with a dick. Like, that's not really what we're talking about. We want a character. If we wanted to do a AAA video game with a trans main character, we want that trans main character to be properly written, right? If we're doing fiction that has trans characters, Critical Role has a number of trans and MB characters. That's pretty cool. You need to draw me for fan art. Just take a screenshot. Like, tell me why I was about. I haven't played it. I just know that it has trans characters in it. But I mean, like, I would honestly like to see a big company, and this would be a massive step. I would like to see a big AAA game company make a trans character focused, big budget game. And it doesn't need to be about that trans character. It doesn't need to be about the fact that the character is trans. It's just a factor of the character's existence. Just realized it was me. No, but I mean big budget. Really big budget. AAA, God of War, Horizon Zero Dawn. They won't because the transphobes will yell way too loudly. That's what I worry about. Honestly, I feel like it'd be a big step in the wrong direction at this point. But I would like to see it at least. If we can keep pushing more progressive with this to the point of acceptance, I think it's possibly down the line. I think it's definitely on track to happen. Because again, excuse me. Again, Ellie in The Last of Us 2, right? That wouldn't have happened 10 years ago, I don't think, or 15 years ago. If they did The Last of Us Part 1, and then did The Last of Us Part 2 immediately afterwards, they probably wouldn't have made her gay, or they wouldn't have touched on it. But there's been so much just general acceptance of gay people in just the last 10 years alone, right? Just so much more social movement in that area. So people who are gay are just normal now. They're just normalized, which is a good thing. You don't really hear many issues around like, you don't hear a lot of news about gay folks in general anymore. Because they're just normalized. They're just integrated by and large. And yes, there is a trans character in The Last of Us 2, but of course, I'm being pedantic and specifically requesting a trans protagonist in a AAA big budget title. That is why you've heard a lot of panning of The Last of Us Part 2, honestly. Rogue 5. The lesbianism, the trans stuff, The leaks of the story. How you doing, story girl? Like, a lot of people didn't like the direction of the story. I'm not going to spoil it, but quite frankly, you've probably heard the story spoilers. If anyone does drop the spoilers in the chat, delete them, please. I don't want to see those. I mean, if someone puts them in there, I'll see that anyway. But I would rather not have people drop that shit in my chat, because that's just rude. These things take time. General public can't be challenged on their own views all at once. Yes, you're right. And that's why right now the trans discussion is so hot and heavy, is because a lot of people are having their viewpoints on trans people challenged. I think it was Jordan Raskopoulos who said to me like 5 years ago, even the trans community was not very accepting. Like you mentioned, Anita, you want non-passable trans people to be normalized as beautiful? Yes. And that was what Jordan was telling me. It was like 5 years ago. You know, we have a lot more non-passing trans people now, but 5, 6, 7 years ago, the trans community was like, you can't call yourself trans unless you are passing. And, yeah. So now we're sort of moving.
I see you've brought guests.
IDK,
Welcome,
I'm Sammy. Welcome
friends.
in. Thank you for the raid. Welcome in, raiders. How you going? Profile picture and aesthetic is hella Natalie Wynn-esque. Kind of the point. Thank you. And thank you for the follow, by the way. Welcome in. Welcome in, raiders. How's it going? How is it hanging? Another Sammy. That's like, we've got a few Sammys in here. How was your stream? What were you chatting about? Tell us all about it. Please. Such an individual experience that it's hard for people to not step on each other's feelings by expressing their own. Yes. Hello, Mr. Bond. How do you do? And welcome to the Road Group Schizo. How you doing? Well, I mean, you were already here, but I'm asking you now, how are you? Because why not? Played a bit of RE7 and only cans. Sadly, you should go to bed. That's alright. Get some sleep, friend. Have a good night, Neon. I didn't have that experience, to be honest. The first experience with often non-passing trans folks was in the 90s. Just chatting, and yet we do tend to chat quite a bit. How is RE7? I'm curious, because I would like to try it, but I've never really gotten into Resident Evil. Someone bought me freaking... Ooh, was it Fox? Fox bought me Resident Evil 2. I have to play it. I have to actually play it. I've got it installed. Catalina bought me Valheim. This is why I feel really guilty about when people buy me games. I am terrible for playing games. I like playing video games. I just don't give myself the time to do it. And it's like, I know I'm not going to give myself enough time to play through an entire game. You know, I end up focusing much more heavily on my content creation stuff, my videos, my streams, research for streams. I do a lot of reading of stuff. I should honestly do some, I should find some scientific articles about certain things, or some... Actually, I really want to do... Juniper! Thank you so kindly, you lovely individual. Non-individual. Sorry. Thank you so kindly for that subscription. We used to do the subscriber lounge, but honestly, I found it such a frivolous and superfluous thing that I'm just like, ugh. I'm just going to thank people now. I'm just going to thank the individuals. There we go. I'm just going to thank yous for subs. I honestly can't think of a better way to express my appreciation just yet. I would like to do something. You know, something small, something, you know, a little bit meaningful, but not over the top for subscribers. Did some cleaning and writing today. You feel slightly accomplished. That's good to hear, Amanda. Get so effective, but you do see and hear things, but you're aware of it and ignore it. I see. Okay, but RE2 Remake is better. I've heard RE2 Remake is good. I wouldn't mind giving that a crack, so... and I know they're doing Resident Evil 4 remakes next, because they've done 3, which was not very critically praised. Oh my god. Speaking of remakes, I'm gonna pick up FF7 Remake because it's on PlayStation Plus at the moment. If you've got PlayStation Plus, grab that. Not that I'm gonna play it, but I'd like to. We'll come back to that, Sammy. Actually, it's a good question about the getting grief for being trans. I'll just get my thoughts out of my head about this gaming nonsense. But there's a thing. You are
now one of us.
Oh my goodness, Judah! Thank you for gifting a sub to Schizo. And welcome to the Rogue Room Cyborg. How you doing? No, don't apologize. It's all right. It's all good. We're not doing the sub lounge. I can't be bothered. I like it here. This is my vibe now. If I had like really, really smart lights, I'd trigger them to... I'd like wire them up to my stream. What was I saying? I forgot my point. Anyway. I don't tend to play games a lot. We are doing, though, however, if you do enjoy my gaming stuff, when I do play video games, we are doing Bioshock on Wednesdays at the moment. So I am actually doing Bioshock as a Wednesday stream for like, it's only like 3 hours at a time. But it's something. How's the Spooder? She's fine. She's like just chill at the moment. When she goes into her hidey hole, when I don't see her for a few days, I just assume she's fine and doesn't need anything. When I see her out and crawling about, that's when I know she's hungry because she's hunting. So when she's hiding away and she's minding her own business, I don't bother her. She's probably cold at the moment. That's why she's down near her little heating pad. Speaking of Bioshock, go ahead. I hope Bioshock 4 is good. I'm questioning if it will be. Because Bioshock Infinite wasn't great. It's the anniversary of Ayn Rand's death. Hang on, wait, what? You're kidding me. 2 days ago. 2 days ago. The 6th of March, 1982. There's going to be a Bioshock 4, yes. It's going to be open world and it's going to have dialogue. So do with that information what you will. And there is a full remake of System Shock in the works, yes indeed. And yeah, that is Vess. In that enclosure, she is my tarantula, and she doesn't really come out and say hi or anything like that. She's very reclusive. Like me, you know, I rarely leave the house because I'm a scaredy cat. I don't like the rest of the world. Most of your favorite games are remakes like Tony Hawk. Tony Hawk remake was so good. Oh my god. I don't have snakes, but I want one. I would like a snake, I would like a scorpion, and... what else? Another spider. I'd like a Pacilitherius metallica. Or a desert spider. I would like an active spider so that like I can, you know, clear all that garbage off and have a spider sitting in a in an enclosure that's crawling around going, "Hi, look at me, give me attention, please." Yes, I do have a tarantula. She never comes out, mind you. Always wanted a Mori. Oh my goodness, Wispy.
One of us.
Gifting 5-tier subs to Chaotic, Asayanese, The Instrument, Katrina Kaiju, Trevin F, and Sarah Starchild. Oh my goodness. With the sub bomb.
You are now one of us.
Yes, a lizard would be cool. Thank you for the bloody subs. Oh my goodness, Wispy. Can I give you some hearts? Can we get some hearts in chat? Do you have any heart emotes?
You are now one of us.
I like the way that looks. Look, I should get some red wristbands. Dude. Why don't I do that? That'd be cool. Thank you so kindly for all those subs.
You are now one of us.
You bloody legend. You actually need to get to bed. Or have a good sleep, Wispy. Thank you so kindly again. You want a quiet pet? A reptile or a tarantula? Yeah. Get a reptile, because at least...
You are now
with like
one
a
of
lizard.
Us.
Yes, we heard you, Botwick. You can stop telling everyone about the subs now. Thanks. At least with like a lizard, you can get them out and you can handle them and stuff. Whereas with a tarantula, generally you can't. You know, it's not the easiest. This gets you to thinking. That's interesting. Oh, what's that 3000 emote you've got, Kit? Is that a new one? That's cool. That's awesome. Ranch do what it do, which is not much. They just sit there. That's awesome. I love that. I've got to redo my emotes, honestly. I'm still missing 2. I've gotten rid of my tier 2 and tier 3, and I'm going to make the face palm emote an emote, and I think I'm going to do a done face. Like, I'm just like one of those. You know, when I look at the camera and I'm just like, these fucking people. I'm going to replace some of my emotes and fix them up. I'm going to have more faces of me. So you can put my face in chat and I can look at it and be like, ew, that's my face. I don't want to see it. And I think I do have a... No, not face palm as the done emote, because I do a done face. I do a I'm completely over this shit face. I feel like face palm and done are completely different kinds of things. We also, I think we should get a pog. Do a pog emote. I don't want to do it again, but I should. I did it on stream once and I'm like, no, it's gross. Gross as fuck. Abigail Brush should be the name, maybe. Had affiliate for like a year and a half, haven't done emotes. I mean, it can definitely help incentivize subs. You've got some. When I first did them, I think mine were all just pictures I had turned grayscale and put a little border around them. Give them a little bit of a unique flair to them. That's what you want. You want your emotes to have a bit of a unique flair. And also be, you know, nice to look at. You want to be able to make out what they are in chat as well. I think we're definitely going to keep one of the cat emotes. I think I'm going to keep the cat dab. We're going to keep my cat dabbing. Alright, we're going to keep this one. Can you tell that's a cat dabbing? Like, if you looked at that without any further context, would you assume that is a cat dabbing? I don't even know. Anyway. Yeah, it's a bit of an awkward one. If you look at it zoomed in, you can tell. Like, if you click on it, you can see. You're just like, oh, okay, that is a cat dabbing. But if you just see it like that. But I've seen other emotes like that where it's like, what is that? Then you click on it, it's like, oh, that's what that is. That's not like an unusual idea. Alright, you're out, Ski Schizo. Have a good one. Thank you so kindly for being here. Enjoy that sub. Spam my emotes around Twitch, or don't if that annoys people. Be excellent to each other and party on, dudes. Absolutely. That's, I mean, he was actually cleaning himself, but yeah, why not? It could kind of look like a cat sleeping, I guess. Shall we continue with our Women's Day stuff? Our Google Women's Day stuff. Because we've got a bunch of stuff here that I want to talk about. Honestly, there's a whole lot. I mean, we're not going to get through these. We're not going to get through these. Nobody knows why this one is called grammar. It's because it says grammar on the juice box.
On you.
Wait, what have I missed?
I wish I could watch you during my normal hours, but I do need to sleep as it is 6 a.m. in my neck of the planet. Love the goth look, BTW. Hope you have a good one. 3.
I love how it says 3. Thank you so kindly for the 100 bits, Pam. And have some sleep. Get some sleep. I'm honestly contemplating changing my hours at some point to either be just longer streams, so I will start earlier and probably finish around the same time, or varying things up a bit. Maybe I'll do an earlier stream here and a later stream there. Not sure just yet, but I am contemplating doing some, like, changing my schedule up a little bit at some point to experiment and see what works best for you folks. But I also don't want to sort of sabotage the progress that I've made with this particular schedule. But I would like to make this this stream more available to more people. Yeah, it is always hard to decide when to stream, you know, because like if you have a set schedule, people can always expect you'll be on at that time, and thus they'll always tune in when they know you're going to be live at that time. Like, that's the idea, at least. You know, if you vary it up a bit, you have the opportunity to bring in more eyes and all that sort of stuff. Sunday morning itchy is going to be a thing. Good to hear it. Glad to hear it. Cute heart play. Thank you. How you doing, Tekka? Check yourself before you wreck yourself. Exactly. Always do that. Just in case you shit your pants. Check yourself before you shit your pants. And my stomach decided to grumble at that very moment. I'd like to mention briefly that Star Trek had the first lesbian space kiss on television. I like how it's specifically the first lesbian space kiss. Did it before Star Wars did. Well, here we go. I mean, this is a bit leaning into sexuality, which is not necessarily what Women's Day is about, but given, you know, this is a queer stream, we can also talk about queer things, and queer representation is good. Why do you autoplay videos? Someone recommend me an extension that stops videos from autoplaying. Holy fuck. We were being attacked by dumb fucks today. I wonder if I've had any more dumb fucks comment on my videos. Engagement is engagement, right? Anyway, we'll come back to our Google stuff shortly, but for right now we're just going to talk very briefly about how Star Trek made history 22 years ago with a same-sex kiss. This was back in 2018, so what would that be? 1996? I've really got to actually watch some more Star Trek. Star Wars always struck you as overly cishet. Oh, it is. It is. Hello, Wango. How you doing? It was a complicated portrayal, but representative of social stigma centered on forbidden love, Matt Baum says in his latest Culture Cruise video. When CBS's Star Trek Discovery premiered last fall, the show marked the start of a new chapter in the science fiction franchise by featuring two men in a committed same-sex relationship. The characters Lieutenant Stamets, played by Anthony Rapp, and Dr. Hugh Culber, Wilson Cruz, solidified their relationship by sharing their first on-screen kiss in an episode that aired in November. It was a watershed moment for both stars as well as Star Trek fans around the world. Still, much of the media hype around the kiss overlooked the fact that the Star Trek franchise has been pushing boundaries since it first debuted in 1966. We have mentioned in the past, it's like, Star Trek has always been a very progressive show, so when you hear people who are allegedly Star Trek fans particularly being racist, it's really weird. Like, how can you be racist and a Star Trek fan? Or in this case, you know, homophobic or whatever. I do not doubt there are transphobic Star Trek fans, and I don't understand how. Like, Star Trek has had trans representation for ages too. Renamed the show to Gay Trek. Quite ironically, I don't think I recall any sort of progressive shit in the new movies. They were just popcorn propaganda, quite frankly. That's all the new Star Trek movies were. They were nothing. They were just roller coaster movies. It was so disappointing, honestly. They didn't have anything to say. They had nothing to say. Can you hate Bajorans, though, if you want? Yeah, popcorn propaganda. I don't know if I came up with that term, but I like it. New series are going to be awesome, though? I hope so. I'd like to watch, you know, some Star Trek. Anyway. As I, just my personal definition of popcorn propaganda before we go on any further. I don't know if it's a phrase that already exists, but my personal interpretation of it is just media that is designed to basically, you know, like that Yvonne et Niage episode of The Simpsons. It's just something fun, poppy and preppy and like colorful and flashy and all that. Designed to subtly give you... Oh my god, dude! I can't fucking speak. I need to get my throat and my nose checked out. I've got some kind of nasopharynx bullshit going on. Anyway. Okay, so. The way I interpret the phrase popcorn propaganda is it's just those theme park movies, right? And the reason I call them propaganda is because a lot of the time they have very subtle messages that are supposed to radicalize you a little bit towards, you know, agreeing with the establishment in one way, shape, or form. Like a lot of the, goodness me, posture check, hydrate. There you go, unicorn. Not like run, hide, fight. No. Like the Marvel movies, they're popcorn propaganda. Like a lot of the themes of Marvel, like they're very critical of the establishment, but they definitely have a theme of like, oh, all this violence and combat is evil and bad, but it's necessary. Which is kind of what they go for with the military nowadays. Like, oh, war's really bad, but we really need that oil in the Middle East. And that's how I saw Star Trek, the new movies, is they were just popcorn propaganda. Just designed to give you this idea of like, oh... It doesn't say anything, basically. So what you liked about Picard? I need to check out Picard. I've heard good things about that. Gran Torino is a racist boomer swan song. Oh no. How you doing, Elizabeth, by the way? Hi, I see you there. You still valid if you don't have full-on crippling bottom dysphoria? Yeah, absolutely you are. You are completely super heckin' valid, Uwu. I need to get cat ears. And then go, nyah. We were talking lesbians. Because it's International Women's Day. That's a cis-het man joke. As someone who had a significant level of cis-het male experience in her life, That is very much a cishet man joke. It's International Women's Day. I'm gonna support it by watching lesbian porn. Done face emote. Anywho. Much of the media hype around the kiss overlooked the fact that the Star Trek... Yeah, we read that bit. Blah, 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 blah. They were able to feature a same-sex relationship at a time when few shows dared to do so because of the sci-fi setting. As Baum points out, the context of the kiss was somewhat complicated. The female characters involved, Jadzia Dax and Lenara Khan, were from an alien race known as the Trill that exists as symbionts implanted in the host bodies. When Dax was inhabiting a male body a lifetime or two ago, she and Khan were a married couple. Unfortunately for them, reassociating with a former spouse in Trill society is strictly prohibited. But while the Deep Space Nine kiss may not be quite as profound as the one portrayed on Star Trek Discovery in 2017, Baum makes the case that Dax and Khan's relationship is an explicit reference to homosexuality, specifically the social stigma centered on forbidden love. There we go. Which we like to hear about that. We like to hear about good representation. Trill did open lots of gender issues. You're saying cat ears remind you of a leftist VTuber you like. Could you shout her out? If you want. That is gay and we love to see it. There's also a few other lesbian and bi kisses in DS9. Well, I'm glad to hear it, honestly. This is just encouraging me more to get into Star Trek. Clint is a fucking genius. If that was the case, yeah, I mean, I kind of get your point, Echo.
Thank you for your membership.
Left the Abyss, oh my god.
Enjoy all the delights of the subscriber lounge.
Thank you so much for that prime so kindly. Why are you all so nice to me? Oh my god. You mentioned leftist VTuber and you remember there's a fucking neo-Nazi VTuber. There's a neo-Nazi everything, honestly. If something is popular, there's a neo-Nazi in it. Honestly. Oh my... Shut up! My stomach is grumbling at me. Not forget the very pan-romantic vibe between Julian and Garrick. Ms. Peep's funny and cute, so if you're a weeb... There you go. There you go, that's pretty cool. You want a leftist VTuber? That's cool. The good thing is the guy is a meme. Like, people fucking hate him. The unfortunate reality, though, is, like, if he's... And we've had this discussion recently. Like, if we come back to the super straight thing, please, somebody just kill me. But if we come back to the super straight thing, it's that situation of... do you remember that... I want to buy this tank top, but I can't find the damn thing. Do you remember this meme, though? Right? Even if the guy's not satirical, even if the guy is genuinely serious. But this meme here, right? You may have seen this around, and I want to get this specifically as a tank, but it's photoshopped. Satire requires a clarity of purpose and target lest it be mistaken for and contribute to that which it intends to criticize. Right, which was the super straight thing, right? It was supposed to be a piss take, a big joke. It was supposed to out the people who actually aligned with it as Nazis, because they are. And in the same vein, like if you've got a creator who is the butt of a joke, like the quartering, for example, it seems like by and large people look at the quartering and like, you're a dickhead. He has got a following though. But that's the problem, right? If you've got a creator who has some level of audience that's just poking fun at that person, eventually giving them enough attention is going to elevate them. And they're going to start to find people that relate to their content. And as a result, they're going to foster an audience from that. And personally, that's exactly what I intend to do. As a trans lesbian streamer who says controversial things about the opinions of the right wing. I plan on pissing them off enough that they give me enough algorithmic traction on YouTube and Twitch that I skyrocket to popularity. And then I can just go, fuck all y'all from my deluxe condo. Quite frankly, that's what I want to do. Going back to ACAB, Odo is no exception. Also, Rick Berman in the 90s Trek back. I am the Giga Gay. What's this? Odo is no exception. Was Odo a fascist collaborator? That's a whole thing. I feel like I can't watch these videos though without the context of the show itself though. You know? Super not straight, queer as fuck. Unfortunately, there are definitely super gays and super lesbians as well who are the exact same thing. It's just basically TERFs. It's just basically transphobes thinking they need more labels. Odo's very fluid. I don't get the jokes. I haven't watched Star Trek. I've watched a few episodes of the original series. And even that's a little bit problematic because William Shatner's a dickhead. I mean, it's not the show's fault that he's a dickhead. I feel like every trans person when they were in denial identifies as alt-right. I never identified as alt-right. But I definitely, looking back, you know, I was taking on viewpoints that I said to myself are logical and reasonable and rational and all this kind of shit. It's like, oh, this doesn't make any sense. Like, why are you like that? And all this kind of bullshit. And it's, you know, the whole thing. The only thing you care about in Star Trek is you're a massive fan of shapeshifting. Shapeshifting is fucking cool. If I could shapeshift, I'd fill this out a lot more. You know, like... I'm gonna keep making boob jokes until they start growing. I'm gonna pester my endocrinologist on Friday. I've got a phone appointment. I'm just gonna be like, put me on the titty drug. You totally share. Everyone's saying that. Share some boob with me. Need more titty. I do like the Other Straight's Okay subreddit. I don't go on Reddit as much as I used to though. Like every time I go on there, it's the same old shit, and I'm just like, bleh, it's boring. I show off my makeup. I want to show off my makeup. What do you think? You like it? I did the red wings. It's actually fucking wholesome as shit. Oh, the Straight's Okay. Yeah, it's a bunch of queer folks going, what is wrong with straight people? Yay, 360p. Let's have a look here. Should we keep going with the Mary Curie thing? Because NBN doesn't do jack shit, exactly. We should do a subreddit reaction, actually. That'd be a good idea. Rightio, Sammy. This is an interesting point that I wanted to bring up. About the Mary Curie thing. As of 2020, just 23 of the 622 Nobel Prizes awarded in the sciences have gone to women. Despite the obstacles that women pursuing careers in STEM still face, their contribution to progress in these fields is undeniable. In 2020, Emmanuelle Charpentier and Jennifer A. Doudna won the Nobel Prize in Chemistry for their work in developing a genetic engineering technique known as CRISPR. Notably, this was the first time that the prize was shared by 2 women and no men. That's interesting. Update my daily sub goal. It is updated. It does it itself. I have a little thing that updates it. Let me think. Let me scroll back a bit. So we've had a night alone. Yeah, it says 8 out of 5. Yeah. Oh, do you mean I should update the number to a higher number? There you go. It's my... As someone who is really very, very non-violent, I have some very violent things. I have that. I have this. This is the letter opener. This is a sword. I want a more ornate one, honestly. I want a really ornate sword. I want a katana sword letter opener. Anyway, alright, we'll edit it. We'll change it to 10. Why not? Setting saved. Nobel Prize is bullshit. Fucking Kissinger. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, too. Hydrate, thank you for the hydration. Yeah, unironically want knuckle dusters for the style factor. True. Can I mention something? I think I posted this in my Discord. Let me check. These, speaking of knuckle busters, check this out. Check these boots out. These are Demonia Bolt 450s. They've got knuckle busters with chains on them. What did I do today? I just did the gym. I went to the doctor's. Not a whole lot else, honestly. I edited a video and uploaded it, so there's a video up for tomorrow. But yeah, these are sick. I'll see if I can find a video. Not a video. I'll see if I can find a link for them. Hang on. No, Demonia Bolt 450. Demonia Cult. I want them, but I can't afford them. And if I were to buy these, like say with my next Twitch payout, I guarantee it'd probably be all of my money. And they're black vegan leather. But there you go. I really want them. There's some pictures of people wearing them on here. God, they look so cool. God, they look cool. Man. Woman. Non-binary folks. They look fucking sick. Right? Wouldn't mind getting curb stomped. I'd let a woman stomp on me with those. Hey Jacinta, are you lurking in chat? Can I buy these boots so you can step on me in them? Jacinta, are you there? Come step on me in the Demonia Bolt 450s. Yeah, vegan leather. Don't eat the boots, folks. Don't eat them. Radio kit. Anyway. Quite frankly, hello Amy, how you doing? Quite frankly, if I'm honest with you, I am going to, at some point soon, put together an outfit that is very witchy. I want to get a witch hat. I want to get a witchy, like, cloaky, flowy kind of top with, like, the dangly sleeves. I want to get some kind of a mystic-looking necklace. Maybe some gloves. I don't know. I just want to put together a witchy outfit. A gothic witchy outfit. For no particular reason. Rogue Witch. Honestly, that'd be kind of sick. That'd be an awesome name if I wasn't already Rogue Bitch. Yeah, a pentacle, or there was a crescent moon with a gemstone in it that I really liked. Halloween stream? We could do Halloween stream. The Satanist aesthetic is fucking great. This is why I'm like going super goth lately. I love this gothic look. For anyone who missed it, the whole look tonight is... This is what we got. This is very big, because I bought this when I was bigger. So I need to get like a belt or something. Tie this up. But yeah, I was actually... let me think. Back in July. Yeah, back in July, I was like 96 kilos. And I lost a ton of weight. I'm down to 70 kilos now. So I'm much thinner. And as a result, this very big pinafore, which was kind of not snug. It was already pretty big to begin with. But it doesn't fit now. I have to still wear it. Taking in with safety pins, I might do that. I definitely can't do it with a hair tie like I've done with my t-shirts in the past. Yeah. It does, I think... Nope, it doesn't have belt loops, so I can't belt loop it. Yeah, I plan to get cat ears. It's like, it's really interesting, honestly. That before coming out, the most interesting thing that I would buy myself to accessorize was a shirt or a hat. That was it. Or these came from like before I came out. And I started going a little bit more metalhead with my appearance, but I still didn't really put a whole lot of effort into how I presented. And nowadays I feel like I do a whole lot more. I accessorize, I do makeup, sort of style my hair a little bit. Do the hair things. I should do my nails, honestly. But yeah, guys' clothing is absolutely shit. It's very boring. How hard was it to lose weight? Not hard because I know basically all the advice. It's just a matter of, I know all the tips and tricks to losing weight, but it's a matter of perseverance. It's a matter of, making yourself do it. You know I have to move more and eat less, right? So that's what I do. I move more, I go to the gym, I work out, I do a 20 minutes of cardio and about 30-40 minutes of weights. And then, I eat less than 2,000 calories, sometimes less than 1,600 calories a day. And I've been doing that for a long time. Yes, I'm a feminist, absolutely. How are you, by the way, Mr. Bond? Join the Satanic Temple. They have a mighty good aesthetic. are non-theistic, and most of what they do is shit on bigots and counter bigoted legislation on religious grounds using their official religious status. Fuck yes. I should actually join the Satanic Temple. I didn't enjoy dressing up as a man because... Yeah, probably. It was probably... Honestly, I think there was a very much a subtle factor of my depression that was just like, I don't really care how I present. And I really didn't, honestly, for a while there. I was just kind of like letting... And I was working out all that time, but I was also justifying to myself eating lots of takeaway because I was like, oh, I'm bulking, and realistically, I was just like letting myself go. And then once I sort of came to terms with everything, I was like, oh, you gotta fix your shit, bitch, you know? So... 6 hours a day of cycling and walking? No. Half an hour of exercise a day to start yourself off. If you're not already working out. Start with half an hour of walking or jogging, cycling. And then as you might reach a point where you're just like, this is good, but it's not really getting me to break a sweat, or I don't really feel like I've accomplished that much. You can sort of boost your routine in other ways. I'm not going to look up a band right now. Welcome to the Rogue Room, La Providenza. Why would you be a misogynist? Like, quite frankly, why would you be a misogynist? Oh, we're 5 minutes past our regularly scheduled break. We're going to take it now. We'll come back. And then we'll come back to women. We're going to talk women's. How you doing, La Providenza? Sorry, I'm about to take a very quick break because I do need to pee. I just realized I do need to urinate. So I am going to urinate. You can link a photo of the boots you got, absolutely. I'll be back in a moment, folks. Don't go away. Sorry, I'm just trying to drown out this idiot in my chat with the music. That's not exactly how that works, but... Loot, I will leave Mr. Bond to you. You can decide for yourself. How's it going, folks? I'm back. I don't know why I said it like that. I don't know why I did that. Anyway. Hello, Emmy. How you doing? How's it going? Tonight we are drinking a lovely 2020 vintage Chardonnay. So what happened to our troll? Oh, that's dry. Ooh. I quite like that though. He chickened out. Pussy! Maybe lurking. Come on, pussy. Although that's insulting, isn't it? Oh, we got a transphobic troll in my DMs. What a coward. We got a transphobic troll in my DMs. Hang on. I want to try something really quickly. Yes, in my DMs. Not Bond, no, someone else. What's their name? They're irrelevant, so I didn't really, Who is this person? They are banned in my chat. Oh, you're banned in my chat. What a pussy little baby. Little kitten. I should stop using that word, sorry. What a little... I don't know. What's another way I can insult them? Oh, my music's way too loud. Sorry, hang on. What's another little piss baby? What a little piss baby. Go piss your diaper, baby. Not my day. I'm still a woman. And you're still not gonna touch one. I'm sorry, Mr. DM man. Poor diddums. Let us at him? No, I don't wanna. I just wanna, like, yeah, I know you're sitting there watching angrily. So, you know. Can give you the P word pass. Hang on. I want to post a link again. Yes, post a link so I can see the badass boots that I would wear. Because I've noticed a lot of the girls I'm friends with wear really cool boots. And I want to be a girl wearing really cool boots. Look at these boots. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Yeah, they've already been banned. Those are some sick boots. 6 hours a day of walking, cycling, maybe too gentle. 6 hours of walking, 6 hours. Like, what's the context of the walking you're doing? Yeah, I've had trolls that have DM'd multiple people in my chat, honestly. It's been a routine thing. Actually, let me just go... Can I look them up again? I just want to look this person up again. What did they even get banned for, honestly? They got banned for... Are you a let? A low effort trans. Am I a low effort trans? Bitch, you think this isn't effort? I put in a lot of effort, thank you very much. You had a troll follow you yesterday. I hope you pushed them back under the bridge where they belong. The new one. Anyway, they're a little piss baby. They're not relevant to anything, so... Low effort bait. They definitely are apocalypse boots. They are totes. It is expensive looking this cheap. Told them you'll talk if they keep it clean. Yeah, I've had a particular troll recently. Who was sliding in the DMs on my Facebook group. They've DM'd me on Instagram. They were in my YouTube comments and DMs, I think. And they were also harassing people in my chat, in their DMs, about me. And it's like, it's so pathetically obsessive. I don't even know why they do it. These people are deranged. They need help. Bus driver is dramatically narrating everything like a tour guide and gives a welcome aboard speech every time someone gets on. That's awesome, Emmy. How you going, by the way? Because we know that people usually like to get permission before showing a photo. Yeah, I didn't want to show you the, I didn't want to show the... You're okay to show them on people. Oh, there you go. Okay. Well, there you have it. There's the photo of you wearing them. There you go. Awesome. I used to have some really awesome goth boots, but unfortunately, they got left in the closet for years, and eventually they crumbled and fell apart, and I had to toss them recently. So, I do have a Facebook page for my streams. I seldom use... I generally speaking only use my my normal Facebook page to comment in like streamer groups. Like I don't actually do a whole lot of posting on Facebook proper. Occasionally I'll find some idiot in the comment sections of like a news publication that I follow, and I'll respond to them because they're an idiot, but I don't generally use Facebook all that much. I kind of treat it as the lowest of the low of the social media. It's not something I give too much credit to. Why is SS used in the name of ships? Steamship. The abbreviation SS means steamship. There you go. Or screw steamer. There you go. What's the origin of the SS in boat names? Steam screw vessel. There you go. Do they use SS anymore? I don't know if they do. It actually stands for super ship. You still use Facebook to keep in touch with your relatives, other Gen X friends, and some gaming groups. Yeah, it's good for that. Facebook is good for that, I will say. It's good as a general social media. But I don't use it a lot, honestly. And that was a thing that this particular troll recently that was attacking me in my Facebook page DMs for Rogue Bitch, for the channel. They were harassing me about like, oh, all these years and your Facebook page has got barely any activity on it. And I'm like, yeah, because until relatively recently, I haven't used the Facebook page. And I only set it up relatively recently, and most of you don't know it exists. I haven't really promoted the Facebook page. Like, why are you attacking my Facebook page that I literally put on the bottom rung of my socials? It is the lowest of the low. I virtually don't care about it. You know? I do not care about my Facebook page, and this person was attacking my Facebook page. I'm like, that's not really offending me, dude. What are you getting at here? Yeah, I'm not like I'm giving Mark Zuckerberg blowjobs. Look amazing today. Thank you, Dog Training. How you doing, by the way? Popping in to say you're awesome. Had a crappy day. Need to watch something ridiculously stupid to unwind. Well, I am ridiculously stupid. You know. It was a stupid jab to attack me, but it's like it has no weight. It's like it has no actual bearing. It doesn't affect me mentally for someone to attack my Facebook page that I don't pay attention to the vast majority of the time. Like, it's not a thing that I'm offended by. If you're going to attack me, at least insult my genitalia or something. I don't know. What do I think of the troll comeback? Which troll comeback? Oh, you meant The Simpsons. Okay. How does the follower count matter? How does the like count matter? Like all that sort of shit. Putting you in a bad mood. Why is it putting you in a bad mood, Amesky? Is it just misogynists? Honestly, I wanted to talk about some positive, if there is any positive stuff. It's kind of why like we've got this this Google thing. You know, we could talk about women that have done significant things and all that, and give you a bit of inspiration. This is just an ad for Google, though. Basically, it gets down to the part where it's like, what Google is doing for women, etc., etc. But for example, in this article, we've got one of the first women to become a self-made millionaire, Madam C.J. Walker, Sarah Breedlove. Madam C.J. Walker, born Sarah Breedlove, is one of the first women in the world to earn more than $1 million through the business that she founded in 1910, the Madam C.J. Walker Manufacturing Company. Not only did Walker overcome sexist ideas when she built her business, she also battled racial discrimination and played a key role in the movement to end racism, colonialism, and imperialism, setting an example for the many women of today who are fighting the same battles. That's some fucking inspiring shit. The first woman to The first woman to climb Mount Everest, Junko Tabei, was a Japanese mountaineer, an author, and a teacher. In 1975, she became the first woman to reach the summit of Mount Everest, and before her death in 2016, she also became the first woman to ascend the 7 summits, the highest peak on every continent. Today's women athletes continue to break new ground, raising the bar for women and men alike. History is filled with powerful women who pushed athletic boundaries and in doing so pushed society forward as well. In 2000, this is a good one, Kathy Freeman became the first Australian Indigenous person to win an Olympic gold medal. Fuck yes. We love Kathy Freeman. In the last 50 years, more than 700 women have climbed Mount Everest, 629 women have swum across the English Channel, and 7 women have dunked during WNBA games. Some positivity. Some women positivity. Uplift women. You know? Women suck. It's time for trans-inclusive radical misogyny. Oh, fuck. Don't give them ideas. They'll do that. It's misogynist, and then all the performative companies, including yours, only caring about women one day of the year to make them look good. That is unfortunately the reality of stuff like this, is like all these major companies, especially, you know, during these big social movements, they change their JPEGs. Actually, I wonder if this is okay to watch. Let me look. Solemn JPEGs of the backhanded brands. Have you seen this Jim Sterling video? This is an interesting thing. Terms. This is a weird thing, because for those of you who are not aware, Jim Sterling has fairly recently come out as pansexual, non-binary gender trash. And I'm particularly curious. I mean, all their old videos are still up, so I don't think they're particularly disdainful towards their old content. They're just presenting more effeminate nowadays, you know. They are a feminine presenting non-binary person. And I do wonder, is it okay if we watch one of their older videos? Not that much older, only 8 months ago. Detroit, there you go. Which talks about Pride Month and the way that corporations use these big social movements to just capitalize on them. You know, rainbow capitalism. If it's Pride Month, they will... you know, they'll change their logo to a rainbow logo. If it's Women's Month, they're going to particularly talk about women during this month, and they're going to say, we're doing this for women, we're doing that for women, and then never address it throughout the rest of the year. You know? Do you want to watch that? Do you want to watch solemn JPEGs of the backhanded brands by the Jimquisition? Would have taken the vids down if they didn't want them viewed. I've honestly felt like, you love my outfit, you like my outfit. You don't love it, you like it. That's good enough. Thank you, Detroit. May I ask, would it be a good idea perhaps, because I don't want to have my old content gone forever. I mean, there is some of my old content that's never coming back. My old Minecraft Let's Play is just gone. And my old Amnesia videos from like 2010, those are gone for good, they're never coming back. But my old videos that I used to do prior to coming out are saved on a hard drive somewhere. And theoretically, I could upload them to a separate YouTube channel and just unlist them so that, you know, only people who have the link have access to them. But I don't know, I also don't know why I'd do that sort of thing. Because my content is not evergreen, it's not something you can just always go back to, and because it was, you know, relevant at the time sort of stuff. But I don't know. I feel really awkward about my old content. Specifically the persona I was putting forward, I think. You like the choker? Choker's good, yeah. It's a choker. I like this. I need to get more of these. Token gestures, but better tokens than no gestures. That is a good point, Black Cat. Should we give this a gander, or should we, like... It's not really all that relevant, honestly. What if I recreated them as my true self? It's too much effort, honestly. And those old videos, again, it was like, this thing happened in the past few days, I'm making a video about it. Like, it's not, for example, is me talking about a topic that, say, happened 10 years ago, and here's a little bit of a history lesson on that thing, or is this particular philosophy of this, or blah, 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 blah. Could react to my old videos. That's an idea. Honestly, because, like, I could show you an old clip. Can I show you an old clip? Would that be weird? I've shown my old self on stream before, a few times. It wouldn't trigger me, I don't think. I think we're okay. Let me see if I can find this particular clip that I put on... No, I didn't put this up, actually. Is it in here? Where is it? Where did I save it? Twitter stuff? Yeah, I want to show you this, right? Just like look at the difference here. All right. I want to do this, and I want to show you the difference here. Right. I've got 2 clips. I'll just play the one. But yeah, this is particularly weird to look back myself and see this kind of thing. All right. To hear my listen to my voice particularly. It's bizarre, okay? Asmongold posted a status yesterday, a tweet yesterday, saying that he wanted to start a channel just to play Dark Souls 2. They are concerned about their view counts and such. They are concerned about maintaining their average, and if their audience is mainly watching for one game, then playing a different game can affect their average, and then they're sort of stuck with like, well, what do I do here? And this is the thing that I've faced as well. This is the thing a lot of streamers in my bracket. I've talked to a bunch of streamers who have got the same problem. It's like, we've made such good progress in one genre that variety streaming is a hindrance. Swapping and playing different games is a hindrance. Because all of a sudden you've got an audience in one particular game and nobody wants to watch you play anything else. So they won't tune in if you switch games. That's so bizarre, honestly. It does make you a little bit uncomfortable, doesn't it? It's like... I moved to playing women characters. I am going to try to do some character stuff in my video essays. I've been really lazy with my current one. I need to get on it. I need to finish my script. It's like 2,000 words long, and that's chapter 1 and the intro. It's so crazy to go back and look at like your past self, and it's like, I can't even do that voice now. I can't even put that on. Ugh, that's weird. Who was that strange person? He does look a bit different. He looks like very, very distinctly different. Felt a fraction of the dysphoria. It is dysphoric. It's a little dysphoric, but it's not like... I'm accepting of my past self, I think. I've just been watching you for like a month. Legit doesn't look or sound like you. It's very strange. I want to see that kind of stuff again in like a year's time, you know? It's only been about 6 months that I've been out. I do wish I had saved some of my older VODs and clips and stuff like that, but as far as I know, there's none of those out there in the world. I might actually, if I go through my downloads folder, I could probably find some old clips from way, way, way back. Maybe. Oh, actually, no. No, it hasn't saved them. Doesn't, oh, a long time ago. Doesn't look like there's any clips here. Nah. Alright, that's alright. We'll talk about a glow up. A completely different dozen, yeah. I do smile much more now. I'm a lot happier nowadays. I was definitely scowling a lot. Like, I'm a man. And the thing is, I have an idea for a video that I want to do right around the anniversary of my coming out, which is going to, hopefully, dip into a little bit of acting. I'm inspired by Philosophy Tube's coming out video, and I would like to try to act that role of him for this particular video for a short time. Not for a big portion of the video, but I would like to, hopefully, do myself up in such a way that I am convincingly male for the purposes of the video. Yeah, I'm not even getting paid for acting. How goes the day? Good, Haley. How you going? Well, and welcome to the Rogram Gold Carrot. How you doing? For the record. Am I taking up an acting career if anyone would hire me? Honestly, I feel like there is some potential if the ABC plans on doing another queer show. The ABC tends to do queer shows. Or SBS or something. If that became a thing, then certainly. Sign me up. Let's go. Oh, that is harsh. That one message you sent to me, one of the ones right after you broke the news.
Another round. On you.
And you were like, oh my god, I never heard so much
Happy
emotion.
Women's Day. I hope you're all doing well. Abby is a gorgeous woman and I'm glad she's able to be herself now.
Thank you, Draco. I appreciate the 100 bits so much and that lovely, delightful message. There was that one message you sent to me, one of the ones right after you broke the news, and you're like, oh my god, I'd never heard so much emotion in your messages. Aww. I felt so much more in touch with myself once I'd come out. I felt so much more real. I don't straighten my hair, actually. No, it's actually kind of getting a little bit curly at the bottom. Which I like. Like, I have my hair down sometimes, and there's a little bit of a curly bit down here. I was like, oh, that's cute. Welcome to the Rogram Marley, baby. How you doing? I would like to straighten my hair, though. 2 more questions. Can we post an updated photo taken today so people can compare with the old one? Yeah, absolutely. Are your mods able to tweak? Oh, I do need to tweak the pronouns. There are a couple of pronouns that I got to add in there. Yeah, I got to look up exactly how I do the pronouns. I've forgotten. I think I do them through Me6 or something like that. So I got to have a role assignment for the different roles. But yes, I'll sort that out. Here's an updated picture. There you go. There you are. Love to see it. That is a cool jacket, dude. Oh, I've got to ask about the dude thing, honestly. The dudes, friends, all of you. This is a really tricky... We still struggle on the eternal debate. Can we call each other dudes? Especially on Women's Day. International Women's Day. I hate that discussion. I really do. I am transgender. Ah! I've scrolled down this page and I want to get rid of that. Yeah, no, dude. That's understandable. Completely understandable. Wouldn't straighten it since it's already fairly straight and heat can damage. Yeah, I think my hair is actually honestly fairly damaged. It's, I think I need to get it cut and maybe stop blow drying it as much. Like after I dry my hair, I need to just let it air dry instead of blow drying it. Because I do blow dry it quite a lot and I've just... Is it problematic that you're jealous of trans people that look fantastic in both genders? I have been told by a friend that I'm a bisexual's wet dream. I guess that's a compliment, like... I mean... I do kind of like my androgyny a little bit. Hazelnut. There you go. I mean, I just like folks as FOLKS because that's already a gender-neutral term. Unless you're literally trying to count your numbers of letters, your number of letters. There's no reason to use FOLX because FOLKS is already gender-neutral. Very forward, friends. Yes, I do. There's that one person that said that. It's a good point, though. You going to bed, Hazelnut? Have a good one. Thank you so kindly. Sorry that I missed that. Wait, I got this. I think I got it on eBay. It's not particularly fancy. I just looked up chokers on eBay. And I need to get more. Christian, welcome to the Rogue Room. How you doing? You like waves or curls? Braiding your hair and letting it dry is a nice way to add extra body. That's an idea. I have not looked up anything on AliExpress, actually. Yeah, honestly, Gold, we've had that discussion a few times. I think, personally, guys isn't. But dudes is a tricky one. Folks is definitely gender neutral. Friends obviously is. But there are, I mean, honestly, like the amount of times I've heard people refer to a group of people with women in it, or girls, you know, kids, like boys and girls, whatever. They'll say guys. They'll always just say guys, and it's like, but it's not gender neutral. It's a very male term. But yeah, I try to make the effort of, using folks as often as I can, or friends. Comrades! Homies. It's a good one. Y'alls, I'm not a Southern American, so I'm not going to use that one. What was it? I can't even read it, because my chat is not perfectly aligned, so I can't even read that. Y'all is okay. I don't mind y'all. Sometimes I use it, but I'm like, it's a bit of an awkward one. What about Pakistani trans folks? If they're a trans person from Pakistan, they're cool. Oh goodness, we're getting them in tonight. Hey everyone, that's a good one. Test is whether your test is whether a transphobe or homophobes would use the term for someone they would sleep with. On that basis, dude is well, that's a good point, Story Girl. Well, y'all is a reference to you all, you know, a group of people. Hey, you people. All of you. In your country, you cannot take train. Okay. What about you people set over one shoulder followed by spitting in the ground? The hoes are here tonight. They are. Who put a bunch of garden ornaments in my chat? What is this bullshit? Are you typically fine with it as long as it's not cis bros having a go at you? Yes. Very good point, Chaotica. Use cans. Oh, yes, cunts! The very same people who speak like that are often the same kind of people who go, I don't care about politics. I don't give a fuck about politics, yes, cunts. Go down the bottle away. There are different types of autism, Goalhead. Autism is a spectrum. It's, there's a variety of different symptoms that different people with autism experience. Very offended by the use of the word cunt. Are you a good cunt or are you a bad cunt? Have boxing cardio at 8:30 in the morning, might go to bed. Sounds like a good idea, Fox. I'm gonna try to get up early tomorrow. I've been really bad at the fucking... It is a very feminine gendered term, that is true. And honestly, it's very, very misogynistic. Quite frankly. Because it's often used as a derogatory term, it's also used as a slang for female genitalia, and as a result, it is misogynistic in that regard. Daniel, welcome to the Rogue Room, how you doing? Guilty of always saying guys for a group of people. I am too. It's honestly the way that we embed slang in our heads is very hard to break that habit. So when you have stuff like guys and all that, it definitely does make it difficult to break that habit. Hello, Daniel. How you doing? Why would I lift my hair from my forehead? It's the way that I've styled my hair. I like it like this. I don't understand why I would ruin it. Is dick misandric? Misandrous? You could say that, yes, honestly. And you could argue, like, if you say something sucks dick, I've been trying to work against this, you know, because it's become so embedded in my head over years and years of people and myself using it as a derogatory term. But that's explicitly A, homophobic, and B, misogynistic. Because it's looking at, just honestly, just in general, anyone who sucks a dick, and there are a lot of people out there who enjoy getting their dick sucked, you know. That vid is totally stream safe. We're going to need to have people like vetoing videos so that I can make sure they're stream safe after last night's debacle. But anyway, you know, if you say something sucks dick, it's like, oh, this is really bad, this sucks dick. You're then inferring that anyone who sucks dick is really bad. So that's homophobic, that's misogynistic, that's... You know, anyone who sucks a dick, suddenly they're a bad person. You know who says that a lot? Isaac Butterfield. He says, this sucks, fat dicks. He goes on about things sucking dick. And it's just it's like especially homophobic. I don't think a lot of people really think about the misogyny of that one, but it is really especially homophobic. Because you know these people who generally use that terminology don't have a lot of respect. I mean, don't have a lot of respect for women to begin with, but don't have a lot of respect for gay people especially. They see them as an outlier. I think saying this sucks isn't too bad. But I think over time, the dick has gotten added in there. I mean, we could look up the etymology of this to verify which came first. Did it start with sucks dick and then move on to just this sucks? Or is it this sucks and then someone was like, well, certain people suck dick. That's kind of ew. So this thing sucks dick. You know, I don't know the specific origins of the phrase, this sucks dick. You know, is the origin of the practice of saying something sucks? Or was it something else and built on that? Yeah, exactly. Never thought of the word suck. No, you're guilty of using it a lot. It's that social norm that we've come to expect with our slang. This sucks a dick. I would suck a dick. Because they're cute. If you folks, I mean, I wouldn't. I'd cuddle one. But I think it's very important. Oh, no, actually, Draco, honestly, that's a very good point. Isaac Butterfield doesn't say sucks dick a lot. He calls people a cocksucker a lot. That's his thing. And that is most certainly, but again, both misogynistic and homophobic. Look at the dicks. I'm going to show you some dick pics now. By the way, your chat box is in the way, you assholes. How dare you? Get off my screen. Get off my screen. We're looking at dicks, chat. Ugh. Baby dicks. There is a Twitter account called, like, Daily Dick Pics or something like that. Or Unsolicited Dick Pics. You'd follow that account. Yeah, he said fuck you to the moon, yes, but that's just a slang phrase that he uses all the time. Look at this dick. Look at them. Look at the baby. Look at these baby. Look at the them. Look at the them. Look at this one, it's got a mohawk. This is not, by the way. Oh, hang on. Let me turn your chat boxes back on before I forget. Think men should send these instead of photos of their penis. I am a full-blown woman now because I have received an unsolicited dick pic in my DMs. I have received an unsolicited penis photograph in my DMs. I am a real woman now. I made this point like a month ago. What are Dick's native habitats? Have a look. They live in shrublands and savannas of eastern Africa. They seek habitats with a plentiful supply of edible plants such as shrubs. They may live in places as varied as dense forest or open plains, but they require good cover and not too much tall grass. Probably the Serengeti. Yeah, I'd say so. They are adorable and I want one. Rose or rosy maple moth. There's a pretty moth you might like once you got a rancho. Yeah, I'd like a moth. Excusez-moi. I'm sorry. I'm belching like crazy because of the alcohol. What'd you found? What did you found? Do you want to read a satire article? We want to read some satire. Sang console. Is this about a dick, is it? Traditional about a clever mouse deer. Is that what they're called in... A mouse deer. A species of even-toed ungulate in the family Tragulidae. Even-toed ungulates, from ancient Greek, blah blah blah, are ungulates, hoofed animals which bear weight on equally on 2 of their 5 toes. This is interesting. You gotta start your day. Radio Detroit, have a good one. Thank you so kindly for being here. That's interesting. Welcome to the Rogue Room, Durwood. Alright. I wanted to bring this up because this is kind of hilarious. This is great. This is, show us the... Oh, I got rid of it. Your SysBF just said, I received an unsolicited D-pic. Does that make me a real... Yes. If you have received an unsolicited dick pic, congratulations, you are a woman. I want to read this article by the Betoota Advocate, which is an Australian satire website. Local anti-family courts incel psychs himself up for a big day on the internet. As the world takes the day to acknowledge the annual March 8th commemoration, the International Women's Day... hang on. To acknowledge that internet... I think they missed something there. One local men's rights activist named Darren says he has chosen to boycott the date out in protest of the growing inequality faced by middle-class Australian men. Yeah, get back to me when there's a single dad's day, or at least a men's day, says the 36-year-old stay-at-home data entry professional. While looking at himself in the mirror, Eminem playing softly in the background, Darren says today is his Super Bowl. The theme for International Women's Day 2020... This is from last year? I thought this was a new one. This must be an old one. Okay, whatever. Doesn't matter, it's the same story every fucking year, isn't it? The theme for International Women's Day 2021, we'll just sub that in, is hashtag each for equal. An equal world is an enable world, calling on everyone to challenge stereotypes, fight bias, broaden perceptions, improve situations, and celebrate women's achievements. However, according to Darren, this kind of emphasis on empowering women is really only doing one thing: creating a system that favours women in the regional Queensland family courts and creates arguments that don't align with his denial of the gender wage gap. Despite not having kids or ever having had a long-term partner, Darren says he has in fact taken the red pill and has gone so far down the rabbit hole that it's almost like he knows exactly what it's like to go through a complex custody battle. Feminism is cancer. Feminism is cancer, says the World of Warcraft enthusiast. It's creating a divide in society and tearing families apart. Even my stupid mum knows that. Oh, fuck. Oh, God. This is how you do good satire, dude. This is how you do good fucking satire. Oh, my God. Look at the picture they chose, too. That's perfect. That's honestly perfect. I've known people exactly like this. Oh my goodness! Did that say something? Did that have a message tied to it? Because if it did... I don't know. I didn't hear it. I don't know if you can do text-to-speech with Patreon. Can you do text-to-speech with Patreon? Thank you! Patreon subscriber! Whomstever you are. Because I changed it to anonymous patrons. Because it was giving... What was it doing? Oh, you couldn't enter a message. Okay, well, we know who it is now. I changed it because people were subbing to my Patreon and it was displaying their personal details on the screen. It's like a friend of mine had her full name blasted on the screen and I'm like, oh my god, no, we need to change that now. I'm not about to be doxing my friends. Also had to tweak the tier. Understandable. Also sad Google did not do a doodle on November 19. What was November 19? What's November 19?
Thank you for supporting the
Oh my goodness, okay. Endeavors. Okay, oh my, okay, fuck. Thank you for the 100, oh my god. Oh my goodness. I guess, technically, that means Sports, when I finish making this video, has got 2 executive producers, or 2 producers, which means you're getting your name in the intro credits. I have to commit to this. When I do my video essays, there is an intro credits sequence, and anyone who subscribes to the $100 tier of my Patreon gets into the intro credits. You will get in the intro credits. And be sure to let me know what you would like your name to be displayed as. Slide in my DMs on Patreon. You should be able to just send me a message, I think. What are they doing? November 19. What's November 19? Oh, International Men's Day. Okay, you've doxed yourself completely by your own fault before. I have too. Well, actually, no, not my own fault. There are certain websites. Okay, you wanted to go by the Junim system. Sounds good. There are certain websites, news publications and things like that, where they will drop down a little thing in the top right of Chrome, and it shows your Google Gmail accounts, some of which have my legal name on them. So it just displays legal name, email address, and I'm like, can you fucking not? Jesus Christ, that's such a dumb thing. Like, you never know when you might be screen sharing or streaming or whatever. It's like, God. You who dox yourself for fun, you have no power here. Love kitty cat. Getting healing from getting fixed. Take care of that healing kitty cat. But International Women's Day. If you don't already have International Women's Day marked on your calendar. Not marked. We're not talking Marxism tonight. Well, this is already in the past. This has already been, March 8th is International Women's Day. For those who missed it, it's a day for us to join voices with people around the world and shout out our message for equal rights loud and clear. Women's rights are human rights. We celebrate all women and all their diversities. We embrace their facets and intersections of faith, race, ethnicity, gender, or sexual identity, or disability. We celebrate those who came before us, those who stand beside us now, and those who will come after. It's time to celebrate the achievements for women, whether social, political, economic, or cultural. What is the theme for International Women's Day in 2021? The global theme for International Women's Day in 2021 is Women in Leadership, Achieving an Equal Future in a COVID-19 World. COVID-19 has impacted women and girls in profound ways, amplifying the inequalities they face every day. It is fundamental that diverse women's voices and experiences are central to national and global recovery plans. I'm in Australia. It's the very tail end of Monday here. It's 11:20 p.m. Why does my hair look like garbage? Blah. I'm trying to make this look nice, and my hair is not playing by the rules. Look, I like how that's all nice and neat, and it's going to fuck itself up in a minute, I guarantee you. Or I should start using, dry shampoo or hairspray or something. A key contributor to a more equal COVID-19 world is increasing women's access to leadership roles. Unfortunately, women still face significant cultural, socioeconomic, and political barriers to accessing leadership. You can read more about this in our research, Women's Pathways to Leadership, Our Pathways, Our Voice, which investigates how and why women become leaders and the gender barriers they face along the way. This is worth bringing up, honestly. I used to have the viewpoint, and I would argue with my mother about this before I came out. Again, very heavy suppression of my own reality here. very much trying to be an edgelord and trying to buck against, you know, what I saw as my mother's lefty opinions or whatever it was. But I used to argue with her about the idea of like female CEOs. Because she was like, oh, look at the ratio of female CEOs to male CEOs in the world. And my viewpoint was, and I guess I still hold this viewpoint in a way, but my viewpoint was CEOs don't really care about people. They're just a tool of the machine that sits at the top of the corporate hierarchy, right? So, you know, what does it matter if there's women CEOs? But it is important. It is actually important that there are women in leadership roles. It is very, very important that there are women in leadership roles across the board, especially in politics. We need more women in leadership roles in politics. But it is true that the role of the CEO is kind of just to propagate profit at the end of the day. Just to keep the company wheels turning, keep the company running at maximum capacity. And they are ultimately just a tool in the machine, like anyone is. But seeing women in leadership roles is very important. Elevating women to that point is very important. Like, I do see what you mean, like it's no different than a man CEO. In the context of the role of the CEO, yes, the chief executive officer, the role of the CEO is to make sure the business is doing as best as it possibly can. But it is still important to put women in those roles to show that they are equal, to show, you know, if women are not being paid as much as men, and it's not just the actual job itself, it's the ratio of like how many women are in this field versus how many women are in that field, how many men are in this field, how many men are in this particularly high paying field contrasted against how many women are in that field. And one of the perhaps facetious arguments that does hold some weight, I guess, is that women will tend to go for roles that are paying less. Things like childcare and teaching and medicine. And all that says to me is like those people in those roles are not being paid enough, quite frankly. If there are, generally speaking, men going into other jobs that are paying more, it's like, why are the jobs that women are going into not being paid more? There's a difference between not hiring someone because of being a woman and just putting women in a job regardless of the skills they have. But there are still women who are very, very capable to be in those jobs. And how often are women overlooked for a certain position even if they are skilled? You know? If a woman is skilled enough for a job and could very well handle that job, and there's a man going for the same job who has the same skills, the ratio of men that get offered the job versus the women is kind of staggering. How many CEOs are developmentally disabled? That's a good question. Probably not many at all, honestly. The history. Let's read a little bit about the history of International Women's Day. In 1908, against a backdrop of terrible working conditions and exploitation, which we're still going through today, backdrop of terrible working conditions and exploitations, honestly, 15,000 women took to the streets in New York protesting for shorter hours, better pay, and voting rights. We always love when people protest for shorter hours, better pay, and voting rights. We're still dealing with these very same issues today. People being ground to dust in jobs that require you to do excess overtime for minimal pay. People not being paid enough to have a better quality of living. And quite frankly, there are a lot of people who are just simply denied voting rights because of where they live. That's neither here nor there, though. This is, I guess, specifically regarding Women's Day. I'll try not to let my extreme socialist views invade the space as we're talking about technically feminism. The next year, the Socialist Party of America announced a National Women's Day to honor the strikers, and in 1910 it went global. The Socialist International voted for the creation of a Women's Day to advocate for suffrage. Excuse me. The first International Women's Day was held in 1911, and more than 1 million people turned out to rallies in Europe. For most of the 20th century, International Women's Day was acknowledged and celebrated by people at the grassroots level, a rallying point for social justice. It wasn't until 1975, International Women's Year. I didn't know that. The United Nations adopted International Women's Day on 8th of March, when it is still held. Kind of startling that we even need an International Women's Day or Women's History Month or anything like that. Because were things truly equal, we wouldn't need these days and months, and in the case of 1975, International Women's Year, a whole year in that circumstance. If society were truly equal, if these issues were truly resolved, we wouldn't need or a Trans Day of Remembrance. Exactly. We wouldn't need Pride Month. We wouldn't need Black History Month, which, by the way, is the shortest month of the year. We wouldn't need any of these. Were society actually equal? Were people actually treated equitably? You got a link, Evelyn? What do you got for me? What do you got for me? And this next paragraph is literally exactly what I was just talking about. Oh. I can't show that on stream. I've seen Deadpool. Happy International Women's Day. The scene from Deadpool. You know it if you've seen the movie. Women are great. They are. You never tell your employee your sex or gender, race or disability to jobs you apply for. No one's business but yours. That's a good way to look at it, charging, honestly. Hello, Vanna. How are you doing? My day's been okay. There's been a bit of stress. There's been a few tears. It hasn't been perfect. But yeah. Anyway, neither here nor there. But yes, this next part of this particular article. Why does International Women's Day matter? Because we're not there yet. IWD is a day to recognize how far we've come towards gender equality and also how far we have left to go. Back in 1911, only 8 countries allowed women to vote. Equal pay for equal work was unheard of if women were allowed to work at all, and reproductive rights were non-existent. We have come a long way, whereas once women couldn't vote, we're now leading countries. Jacinda fucking Ardern is the one politician I will stan, unless she comes out as a fascist, but I don't see that happening. While we once faced restrictions on where we worked, we're now running corporations. In countries such as Australia, we have rights our grandmothers could only have dreamed about, but we still don't have complete equality, and the majority of the world's women aren't anywhere near as close to that goal as we are. Hello, Solace. How you doing? Oh, I can't do that. Gal pals. Oh, whoops. I didn't actually want to show the article. I'd like to read it and have my face here so you can see me instead. I'm the content. More than 100 years ago, that first march was about ending harmful workplace conditions, equal rights, equal pay, and an end to exploitation. And sadly, those aims are still relevant today, because the rights we have are not secure. Progress should be linear, but it is often accompanied by a step back. Sometimes even once laws and rights are established, they are ignored anyway. For example, despite domestic violence laws, public awareness, and access to legal protections, Australian men are still killing women partners or exes at the rate of 1 per week. Reproductive rights are a political football. Here in Australia, access varies by state, and in some parts of the United States, laws have passed making terminations inaccessible no matter the reason behind the woman's decision. Climate change is increasing violence against women and girls according to a major report in 2020. Case studies included domestic abuse, human trafficking, sexual assault, and violence against women environmental rights defenders. Welcome to the Rogue Room, Rudix. How are you doing? An acquaintance we met at our veterinarians and non-binary vet assistants was savagely murdered on July 4th when someone drove into a crowd of BLM protesters. And we shouldn't have to honor them because they should be alive, yes. Femdom, not the same as fandom. Wait, what? What happened? Is it weird to say party who wants more women in charge so women can tell me what to do instead of guys? I mean, I would like to see more women leadership. Simply to see how things change under women's leadership. I mean, like, just again, look at Jacinda Ardern. Look at the way she's handled the COVID pandemic. Look at the way she's handled being the Prime Minister of New Zealand. I'd honestly love to live there. If I had the money, I'd try to move there, I think, but I don't. I don't have the capacity to move there. Oh god, my nails fucking... Look, can you see it? My nail is like... I'm gonna need to cut that entirely off. An historical women's rights clip which unfortunately features TERF Jermaine Greer. What is it? Not David. Jermaine Greer and David Susskind clash in heated sexism debate. Do we want to watch this? The Dick Cavett show? Do we want to watch this? Oh god, you're one of those people. That sexuality is not valid. You're just a heterosexual, and we don't stand heterosexuals around these parts. 3 out of 5 of your bosses are women. You have to do what they say. Doesn't bother me. Your minimum wage. I mean, that's good. Honestly, actually, on the subject of women bosses, I had one particular woman boss, and I was introduced to numerous different female managers when I worked at the supermarket, and they, just as a personal experience thing, they ran things a whole lot better. No, I don't stand heterosexuals. They're the norm. Why would I stand them? There we go. I got the nail off, as you can see. No, you can't. Doesn't want to show it. There we go. My nails sort of tipped off. Gonna have to trim. I think I'm just gonna trim all my nails, honestly. Yeah, women being in charge doesn't inherently fix things. You're absolutely right. Some women are just shit. And quite frankly, that's not so much a problem with the women or the men. It's the problem of leadership and the people that go into leadership roles, generally speaking. You know, the problem with leadership is it's alluring to people, not only those that want lots of money, but those who want lots of power. And that allures particularly narcissistic, generally speaking, evil people who will cast others aside for their own goals, you know? So, don't make a mockery of people of such a hard and sensitive thing that is coming out. Absolutely. Heterosexuals don't need to come out of anything. Heterosexuals have the safety and security of being presumed to be heterosexual. Overall look is still working. I think I'm just going to cut all my nails after stream tonight, and then I might buy some fakes and paint them. Tiny crack nail is like a continuity error in a great movie. Yeah, don't make a mockery of people. At least Rogue like. That took a while to get to. Yeah, why stand 90% of the population? And I get where you're coming from, Martin. Yeah, how hard it is for people not coming out. No, they just call me Rogue or Abby. They don't call me Ms. Bitch, but I mean, you can if you want. Do we watch this clip? This is from, like, when is this from? When was 1972? Paul Simon, Jermaine Greer, and David Susskind. What do you think? Do we watch this? It's Jermaine Greer, and she's a controversial figure. But it's a debate about sexism, right? I'm assuming that wasn't a good thing, Kit. Or are you just banning because of the kanji, or whatever it's called? You identify as straight, but it's sucked a lot of... Get it? Hard to say you're bi? I mean, again, I will say this. If you're a heterosexual person, and you have slept with a transgender woman, you're still a heterosexual person. That doesn't change. You know, if you've slept with a woman who is pre-operative, you are still a heterosexual person. If you've sucked girl dick, there is such a thing as the feminine penis. Kind of an absurd concept when you think about it, but you're still straight. You're still straight. You know? Let's not translate idiots. Good idea. Should we watch this? This is what we're looking at. I don't know. Should we watch this? It's an old discussion, so I dare say it's going to be indicative of the time. You know? Trans liberation. Alright, let's give it a watch. As long as it doesn't have any, like, sudden flashes of penises or something in the middle of the screen. Here we go. Now, if you hang a poster of Hunter Schafer from Euphoria in your room like a 70s dude hanging a Farrah Fawcett poster, are you still straight? I don't know who Hunter Schafer is. So, sure. Didn't send me Fight Club. True.
If Germaine Greer were the first woman president, would you be delighted by this?
Well, I'd be stunned. She's English, of course, not
Yes,
an
but
American citizen. She obviously isn't 35.
She obviously isn't 35?
She obviously isn't 35, quite. And that's a requirement for being president.
That's kind of unusual. Like, let's just stop there right now. The fact that there is, first and foremost, there's an upwards age minimum to become the president of the United States, but there's seemingly no age maximum, which I think there should be. If someone is capable to be president, as long as they're an adult, they should be allowed to run for president. And there should definitely be like an age cutoff of like 65 max for presidency. You shouldn't be able to go for presidency if you're beyond that age, because there is demonstrable evidence of what's it called? Demonstrable evidence of brain degradation after a certain point, which I'm experiencing right now, apparently, because of the alcohol.
But also on several other levels. It would be a stunning development.
Are you two not friendly? I mean, you've been on television before together. Have you tangled, wrangled in a way that I'm...
Well, I was the host of the show on which Miss Greer consented to be a guest. She was there with two other women, Mrs., and we had three men who took a rather dim view of these three women and their particular philosophies. John Simon, Anatole Broyard, and Dr. Edgar Berman of the Democratic National Committee.
Yeah.
He's the man who went down in history books, I think, as the man who said that a woman couldn't be president of the United States because she once a month sustained certain hormonal deficiencies.
Oh, God. Oh, my goodness. That's a take. That's a take. Jesus. Women have periods, therefore they can't be leaders. He's saying that was the viewpoint of the people he had on his show, by the way. We're not quite sure if that is his stance, but it may be. Exactly, you're not going to be around for the future your administration creates. You shouldn't have that administration. Absolutely, Crystal. All the women your age that are single have kids already. Old school Democrat. Where the Ron Burgundy era of sexism begins.
Oh yeah, and that would
be very dangerous.
Disqualify
for the
her.
country. You remember him?
Yes, I remember him. I don't remember what he looked like.
He looked like a man who'd say that.
Yeah.
So he looked like a man who would say that. So I think the guy's like, okay, that's a bullshit excuse. All right, interesting.
Then I would assume you agreed in your reaction to that.
Yes, I admire...
That's silly.
That's obviously absurd because we've had so many sick presidents and some of them were the best we had. It's not really a... And in any case, menstruation's not an illness. It's not even properly described as a hormonal insufficiency.
We've had presidents,
I mean, can you really tell David whether I am or am not at this very moment?
Got him. Got him.
Is a guess absolutely necessary?
You've got a 7-to-1 chance of being right.
Get the game out again, Paul. I want to play it some more.
I want to clear up one matter. I am a great admirer of Miss Greer's. I've read her book and probably one of the few who read it twice, The Female Eunuch. But that's an easy thing to do because it's brilliantly written. Unlike Kate Millett's book, it's got humor, it's got great scholarship, it's quite brilliant.
I think John Simon
It's wrong,
said you
of
used
course,
the word
but
wrong.
it's brilliant.
It's wrong?
It's wrong. He says it's quite brilliant before he goes into it's wrong. I mean, I haven't read the book, but like just, you know, the subtle dig there.
It's wrong. I mean, for example, she says all sorts of things. Men are savage, impotent, solitary, parochial.
I mean, those are absolutely true things. A great book, fantastic, but completely wrong. Could you say the same of like the works of Ayn Rand? Ayn Rand? I haven't read the works of Ayn Rand. I should do that. Pretending trans women don't exist, would that take true? I mean, this is a long time ago.
I read it twice. Where did I say all these things? You're thinking of Lionel Tiger, aren't you?
No, dear. No, Ms.
I'd never say that, that
thinking of
men
you.
were solitary. I'm not so ignorant. One of the things about men that I talk about in a way that is almost envious is their capacity for organization and for grouping, which women don't have.
Well, obviously it's no...
That's interesting. because I've noticed quite a bit. I mean, in terms of like a contrast to now versus then, I've noticed women group a lot more nowadays. Is that what she said? Hang on.
Organisation and about in a way that is almost envious is their capacity for organisation and for grouping, which women don't have.
When she says grouping, does she mean like groups of men? Like, I think I can understand where she may be coming from. This may have been a different time period where women group. I mean, even then, though, you know, there was still the trope of the group of women who would get together for book club and tea and crumpets or whatever, and they would gossip. You know, that kind of ancient stereotype still existed. Unless she's referring to grouping in a different context, I'm not sure. But of course, there is the idea that you could put together that men grouping is perhaps a more socially acceptable idea, a more acceptable social idea. That, you know, men could get together and go out to the pub and have a drink, but women were expected to stay in the home and take care of the children and take care of the, what's it called? Take care of the house and all that. Like, you know, this was much older times than 1972. How women were back in the 1970s. Yeah, they're a lot more isolated than we see today. Exactly. They were a lot less liberated than we see today. 49 years ago. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. I still think of the 70s as 30 years ago, but no. 49 years ago. I'm an old person. We need to read The Female Eunuch, I guess. I've heard it's a controversial read, and of course, Germaine Greer herself is a controversial person. Anyone who plans to suck your NB dick has a Schrodinger's sex orientation. They're both straight and gay at the same time, until they do, at which point they can observe if it was a straight or gay experience. Perfect. I think she is a TERF, yes. Gene Wilder's Willy Wonka turns 50 this year. There you go. Yeah, as far as I know, Germaine Greer is a cunt. Yeah, she's a cunt. And is a TERF. So, you know.
Well, obviously it's no time to debate the book, but you do say...
Well, we should probably stop using the term cunt, honestly. It's tricky.
Women
well,
if
you're about to start debating the book, don't rat on it when I start telling you got it all wrong. I mean, if you read it twice and understood it as badly as that, I'd tremble. I must have expressed myself appallingly.
You said the female must not attempt to...
The applause.
The male.
I mean, I still got to give her the applause for the, for that part, for that moment. Wish she didn't exist, no one should have to live like this. What do you mean? They used to have a dude present to get a loan. Yes, they used to have a dude present to get a loan or open a bank account until the late 1970s. Yeah, women did not have a lot of liberation in this period. Also said Julia Gillard had a big ass. What does that have to do with anything? It's such a stupid argument to make.
And
commenting on a person's appearance.
He is savage, impotent, solitary, and several other words that escape me.
That isn't true. I think it's quite true that the woman must not emulate the male, especially in certain aspects of his behavior. I mean, if I thought that women's emancipation...
Cancel culture's still not real, it's just consequence culture.
...was going to mean that there were women in Vietnam, you know, messing around with the rainfall and defoliating the trees and contaminating the water supply, I'd really, you know, give up the whole thing. I'd probably hang myself tomorrow.
Oh, promises. You wouldn't.
Oh my god, dude, you cannot make that joke. Jesus Christ. Holy shit, mate. Oh my god, you can't. No. You cannot make a joke. Oh my god. That was bad. It gets a laugh in the same way that making a racist joke amidst your group of friends, at the moment it would be particularly relevant, gets a laugh. You laugh at it, not because you think it's funny, but because like, oh my god, you can't say that, and then you giggle because it's like, it's so absurd of a notion. You know? Yeah, it's stupid. Cancel culture is not a real thing. It's made up.
It's not a promise. I don't think that. So, you know, don't misinterpret me. I gave you a conditional.
David Sauce unkind. Got him. Can't just drop a suicide joke like that on a fucking broadcast. Yeah, exactly. You know, she made the joke, arguably the joke of I would have hung myself already, and then he follows it up with promises. It's like, Jesus, dude. Shows how socially acceptable violence against women is. It really does.
Make a promise.
Believe me, I've read it twice. Believe me, she said that. She also said that monogamy is
Listen,
ridiculous.
don't ask people to believe that what you say I said is right. I'm sitting here and I know what I said. And you are not a better expert on my book than I am.
I mean, girl power, girl boss moment. Can we get a girl boss moment in chat? But yes, this is Jermaine Greer, so take this with a grain of salt. Heading out for sleeps. Have a good one, Sammy. Have a good one.
And Dick has also read it. He's just sitting there being a little peacemaker because he's scared because he's in the middle.
He hasn't made any peace at all.
You have read it, haven't you?
What do you mean I'm scared? I'll knock your head off.
Oh god! So again, like the violence against women. I'll knock your head off. Ha ha ha! Funny. I'll punch a woman. Jesus Christ! More female drone pilots.
You'll get hit in the fray.
No, not only that, are you wearing underwear?
Yes.
I'm not sure what that last jab was supposed to be, but okay, yeah, go ahead. Whatevs. She's assertive and extremely blunt, straight to the point. Some people don't like this. I mean, yeah. And yeah, she's Australian. How long dead is Dick Cavett? I don't know. Is he alive? Whoa. No, he's alive. He's still going. He's still kicking. He's still kicking. What's Jermaine Greer up to? Jesus Christ. Holy. The alcohol's hitting me really fucking hard right now. And yeah, like if I look up Jermaine Greer on Wikipedia, again, the Shinigami Eyes thing highlights her in red, so that must mean transphobia. But I don't want, honestly, like, I mean, the jabs back that she took there were good. They were worth, you know, that perspective gives us a bit of an idea of how sexism, honestly, I mean, we still have quite a fair chunk of sexism in today's society against women. But back then, that kind of discussion on national television was just, yep, A-okay, everyone's good with it, everyone thinks it's cool, everyone thinks it's fine and dandy. And nowadays, like if you said the things he was saying on today's national television, you'd cop a lot of flack for that, which is a good thing. You know, you shouldn't be okay to just say whatever you feel. You know, you shouldn't be allowed to just say you would knock a woman's head off. Yeah. Anyway, Greg Abbott has set up immigrants released by Biden into Texas as the scapegoats for the spike of COVID. Yeah, I've heard about that, Demacia. It's stupid. But go on Joe Rogan and you're a free speech warrior. Exactly. What's this one, Evelyn? What's this we got? Okay. Wacky hijinks from 80s comedies were mostly rape. Oh, God. This is college humor. Hang on. So, is this a sketch? Is this a sketch what we're watching? Is this okay? We're on for a little bit longer. Yeah, a little bit longer. Let's not. Yeah, maybe let's not. I think, although actually, I think I've seen this one. I think it doesn't detail. It doesn't detail anything. It doesn't portray anything. We'll have a quick glance. It's not after the bombshell, the suicide joke. If you like Three's Company, now it's non-stop misogyny and like if you view Three's Company now, it's non-stop misogyny and homophobia. And this has come up with like the Pepe Le Pew thing recently. People going on about how, you know, he's very, very rapey.
All right, prank ideas. Let's hear them. I really want to get Emily and Murph this year.
It's great because we got a bunch of ideas from some of the craziest pranksters we could think of.
Characters from 80s comedies.
Oh, it's perfect. Those movies were filled with wacky hijinks.
Okay, our first idea, we break into their house, we steal all their underwear, and then install cameras so we can watch them naked. Like in Revenge of the Nerds.
It's great. You know, I think that's...
I've definitely seen this before.
technically a sex crime.
No, Pat, it's a wacky, lighthearted prank.
What else do you have?
Okay, how about this one?
Yeah, like they just keep, it's the same joke over and over and over again. Like that's exactly what they're talking about. You know, that was a lot of the humor in old movies. And here's an important point to tack onto that. Also comes up a lot in horror movies. The way that, Lefty Biz, thank you so kindly for hanging out tonight. Have a good one. You're nocturnal. Yeah, Revenge of the Nerds. I mean, I haven't seen Revenge of the Nerds, but everything I've heard about it is, yes, super fucked up in hindsight. One of the One of the, I think. One of the major problems with horror movies in the 80s. The men, yeah, you can request that, Jitterbug. If we're going to put in, like, triggering words in chat, yeah, add an asterisk in there. I can understand that completely. Actually, there's a little story that we'll come back to my little story in a second. There was a thing someone mentioned recently, which, you know, looking back now, I realize it. In a lot of horror movies where there is a sexual killing, where there is a killing involving the woman is, you know, her breasts are bared and there's some level of sexual assault going on before she is finally slowly and degradingly killed by the villain. Whereas with the male characters in those horror movies, they're just decapitated or stabbed in the chest and they're dead. It's just over and done with. But they drag out, in those old horror movies, they drag out particularly sexual, rapey killings. Love murder as punishment for sex and drugs too. Yeah, true. So they treated women very, very discriminately. I didn't really mean to go into the bad things that women have gone through on International Women's Day, but here we are. Anyway, you haven't smoked weed, but you know it is evil and should be illegal. No drugs should be illegal. Let's punish these decadent Babylonians. Pepe Le Pew is also part of that. If a woman says no, just yes, honestly. Very much so. And the excuse that, like, oh, it was good in those days, it was funny in those days, everyone's too sensitive, is completely ignoring, like, the agency of those people, of those women. Today is International Women's Day and your fiance gave you money to go to the sex toy shop. Fuck yeah. Fuck yes. Fucking round of applause for Rena's partner. Weed is officially recommended by our pain management. That's good shit. That's some good shit. I need to try weed one of these days. What's really throwing a wrench in this is you've seen women who want guys to take no for an answer. Who want a guy to take no for an answer. Draco, I think I have a story very similar to this. I definitely had a girl in my teens, when I obviously wasn't out yet. Duh. We were fooling around. You know, I got inside her shirt and all that sort of, like, we were making out. We were heavy with this. Hot and heavy with this. But it never went anywhere because I respect the idea of consent. And a few months down the line, she sends me a text message. And she's like, so why did, you know, she'd been in and out of a lesbian relationship post our little fling. And she comes back to me and she says, well, why didn't you ever, you know, why didn't we ever do the thing? And I was like, well, we never really had the discussion around consent. She's just like, well, I kind of wanted you to just take me. And I'm like, no. No the fuck, thank you. I do not want to be the person who is potentially targeted as a rapist because you wanted me to just take advantage of you. And of course, how the fuck was I supposed to know that? Yeah, hints are not consent. Like, we definitely got pretty heavy into, again, like, we were borderline having sex. But it never went there because I was like, I need a confirmation. And I was too awkward to ask the fucking question, despite the fact that I had my hand on her tit. Like, like, I need a solid yes. You could just take her if she tells you she wants that beforehand. Yeah, of course. What's up, Jeff? How you doing? How's things happening? How's things hanging? What's happening? For International Women's Day, you should listen to Ash Nico. The music will make you feel like a bad bitch that would step on the skulls of males. Maybe I should. I was scared of you. Wait, what? You had a sub GF that wanted you to surprise her. Yeah, I'd be scared of any of that kind of, like, any kind of, you know, sexual violence play is no for me. Big no. Step on my skull, man. What's this one? Watch Helen Reddy win Best Female Pop Vocal Performance. Shall we? This is some girl boss shit. Girl boss moment. And honestly, just contrapoints, because girl boss is all fuck.
The winner is Helen Reddy for I Am Woman.
Look at those old-timey stages. Look at those old-timey stages, dude. Like, look at the way they used to do their stage design. Like, it's just, it looks so simple nowadays. It looks so very basic. It's very humble. Rain Hayes, welcome to the Rogue Room. Sit down, grab a drink. Chill out with us. I haven't said that in a while. I've dropped my sit down, grab a drink with us thing. Honestly. But anyway, yeah, like, look at the old set design. You look at the old stage design from older shows and, yeah, the aesthetic is certainly something. The set doesn't have enough light bulb.
Thank you. I only have 10 seconds, so I'd like to thank everyone concerned at Capitol Records. I would like to thank Jeff Wall because he makes my success possible, and I would like to thank God because she makes everything possible.
Ah, fucking queen shit. I am a staunch atheist. I am most certainly a staunch atheist, but calling God a woman is a massive middle finger, and I fucking love it. Been curious about this. What is this? Ooh, interesting. Do we want to watch, I mean, it's not really feminism and girl boss related. However, interesting. More female deities, absolutely. CNC without the initial consent is not CNC, that's assault. Signed, your local practitioner of RAC. I feel like I should know what those mean. Consenting non-consent? I don't know. Anyway, sorry. I don't know what those mean. Sorry. More female deities. Well, of course God is a woman and my mum is a witch. Consensual no... Okay, so role-playing. Wasn't God originally NB? I mean, you could argue the idea of the hypothetical. Like, why, personally, just throwing this out there to the religious people out there, why would God have a gender? Like, why would God have a gender? Honestly. God has a swing... How many swinging peni does God have? How many? I feel like God is just this big... you know, eldritch entity that you cannot perceive normally without 99 insight, like in Bloodborne. And it's got tendrils that are actually all penises. And there are eyes lining those penises. Most of the original Celtic deities are intersex. A lot of deities from other cultures are very wild and wacky and all over the place, quite frankly. There's just a lot of diversity and like sexual and gender diversity and all of that in multiple different cultures. And unsurprisingly, the most common Western civilization religion focuses specifically on a male deity. What a shock that is. What's this one, Phage? George Washington. Oh god, I think I remember this video. We're not gonna watch it tonight. We're not gonna. We might leave because it's midnight. Thinking videos off topic from what you're talking about. So it's an interesting idea. It's an interesting idea. We can look at that. We'll save that one. We'll do it tomorrow, Wolf. Because I do like Yong Ye, and he does have some very good takes on the gaming industry, so we'll reserve that one for later. There was a topic I was going to talk about tonight that I didn't get into, which it feels kind of irrelevant now, but we're going to have to do this soon, I think, because it's very pertinent, because we have trashed on Graham Linehan on numerous occasions, and it's just always hilarious. Graham Linehan has been invited to give evidence in Parliament on freedom of expression online after being permanently banned on Twitter for hateful conduct. Do we do a Linehan stream tomorrow? But we've got so many things here that I've honestly missed out on. It's alright, it's okay though. That tends to be the case with my streams. I open like 11 tabs and we read maybe 2 of them. So that's cool, that's fine, that's dandy, that's all good. Tomorrow night, I don't know what we're doing specifically. I don't think I actually have anything on tomorrow throughout the rest of my day. But Wolf, if you want to tune in when we start, we can look at Yong Ye's video. Because I haven't done any gaming news stuff in a little bit. You know, I don't honestly, personally, the only time I ever really talk about gaming news is if there's a very particularly interesting topic, like a very front and center, major topic that I'm interested in. or if I'm going on somebody's podcast where they talk about gaming. Because I'm not even doing like gaming as a streaming content thing anymore. It's really weird in that regard. But I will talk about that one because more Anthem shit. It's not Anthem, it's Artifact. But more stuff like Anthem. I honestly find the idea of failed video games to be a very interesting topic. You love the tone of my arms? I love the tone of my arms. Look at that. Oh, goodness. I haven't seen the Elden Ring leak yet. May I just say... Fuck! I feel like Ziz, if he were alive today, would fucking hate people like me, honestly. I get the suspicion Ziz was probably a transphobe. I don't know. I never knew the guy, but he was one of those aesthetic bodybuilders. He was one of those dudes. Okay, Hunter Schafer is proud of HBO's Euphoria for depicting a more complex trans story. Let's have a look at this. And I do not know Hunter Schafer. I do not know Euphoria.
I mean, it's one of my like favorite things about her is that that's resolved, and I think it just allows her to have issues outside of that, and I think it like is a worry that we can fall into the same storyline sometimes, because a lot of the times it's like cis people in the writing rooms and like cis people making the decisions, and I think like a lot of minorities can agree that like you know, oftentimes their like systematic oppressors might only see them being able to tell a specific kind of story, and so like just having like or being allowed to move beyond that and like bring some truth in that you know, like trans people deal with everyday things and things that cis people deal with. I mean, and while transness may affect the way you move throughout the world, you know, we're more complex than that. And so, so I don't know. I just feel like really lucky and that I really enjoy telling this story.
The outfit is gorgeous. My God, goals, Jesus. I could break you in half and you're fine with that. As transgender people, it's useful for us to know who is trying to generate hatred against people like us. True. True, very true. Anyway. Break it up. Yes, break it up. No more fighting in my chat. This is a welcoming and accepting space. Don't be weird. Can we get some don't be weirds in chat? No, we're not doing that. Alright. So, that was something. That was interesting. So that's Hunter Schafer. I don't know who that is. I don't know what Euphoria is. But she does have a very good point there. There is a tendency. There is actually a show that was airing on Australian television. I think it actually got a bit of a syndicated run around the rest of the world too. Which was specifically a transgender girl in high school, and it was played by a transgender actress. I forget what the show's called. And it was about her experiences in high school as a trans kid. And I need to give that a look, because it sounds like a good show. Let me think for a sec. And I think there is definitely a problem. There's definitely an idea that gets around with regards to different types of media. The way we represent different types of queer characters in media is still very much queer coded a specific way, right? So in that regard, that's kind of a bit of a problem, where it's like, you know, a trans character is just a character that is trans versus a character that happens to be trans, you know, a character that has multiple different facets of them, and their transness just happens to exist in the background. Like, I thought about writing this character myself, but I'm terrible at sticking to one project, so, you know, this is the one project I actually do stick to for some weird reason. Starting to look like your mum, but a tiny bit less goth. I'm going for as much goth as I can get. I gotta buy more goth apparel, honestly. I'm working on that. Atomic Eve, welcome to the Rogue Room. How you doing? Massive thoughts that never loves itself. Desire constantly for non-existence. I get that sensation, honestly. The AMC show Dispatches from Elsewhere, which is the first TV show you've seen with a transgender woman as the romantic lead. Oh, that's cool. Can I stop looking like your mum? Does your mum have guns like this, though? You doing alright today? I'm glad to hear you're doing alright. I'm doing alright. I'm doing good. We're chilling out. We're hanging out. Not doing a whole lot. I'm semi-drunk. I've had some Chardonnay. The 2020 vintage. The Super Straights have invaded my video about the Alabama laws about trans kids. I'm just gonna delete their comments because they're a bunch of stupid cunts. Look at this moron. You just made a video doing nothing but shitting on super straight people. Super straights are not real. You're not a real thing. You're just a heterosexual. Fuck yourself. You're just a stock you are. Again, can I reiterate this point? Friend, if you identify yourself as super straight, you are a default character. You are boring. My goodness. Imagine not having a personality. Imagine being proud of not having anything interesting about you. Imagine being the default. Imagine not having a custom skin in Fortnite. I don't play Fortnite, for the record, so if I may, again, I'm going to put this out there again. You get me to partner this year, folks. We've been hitting some pretty high highs on my channel lately. If we keep going and growing, we can do it. I said this. I get to partner this year, and I can do it. I have the power to do so. Believe me. I have the power to do this. I have the power to hit partner this year. If I do it, Fortnite stream. I'm gonna keep hammering this home. Kit's tolerance is waning. The trolls are always coming in. Can we have a discussion if we have a difference of opinion? A difference of opinion on what, though? On the existence of trans people? There's no discussion to be had. I'm right here. Difference of opinion on types of food? Sure. I'm not very comfortable with the discussion of pineapple on pizza, but you can have that debate if you wish. Pineapple doesn't belong on pizza, by the way. What do you mean, don't threaten suicide? I don't threaten suicide. What are you talking about? Pineapple on pizza is shit. It's not good. Pineapple and other stuff. I don't mind pineapple and other stuff. I'll have pineapple in a, Oh, yeah. No suicidal ideation in my chat. I'm going to bring up the point that I'm not a therapist. I'm not here for you to vent your personal problems. I'm not here to play the role of therapist. Challenge me to a duel. In Dark Souls. I challenge you to a duel in Dark Souls. Let's go. Hey, Kiara. Bringing 5 of the friends along with the raid. Hello. How you doing? How'd your stream go? What were you talking about in Just Chatting? Not the existence. Okay, Mr. Awkward. What do you mean then? But yeah, I like pineapple juice. I like pineapple chunks in fruit salad. I like pineapple in things where it belongs. Pizza? Fuck off. We're not doing this. We're not doing pizza, pineapple. No. I refuse. Zweihander battle in Dark Souls. Let's go. Let's do a... What's it called? What's the Dark Souls build where they got the big sword and the big armor? I forget what. The Giant Dad. Giant Dad. They got the dad mask. Giant Dad. Do it. Pizza and pineapples go together like sun and some other analogy. Talking about life before COVID. That's interesting. That's an interesting topic. What meal prep containers are you going to make? Basically your own lean cuisine type meals? Good
You are
shit.
now
Oh my goodness, Evelyn, thank you for gifting us sub to charging. Thank you so kindly. Pineapple on pizza, me. Excuse me, you trying to poison me? More like Giant Dud, I will freely admit. I personally prefer a Dex build. These fucking morons. I would personally prefer a Dex build in Dark Souls. I love the Uchigatana and the Iaito in Dark Souls 1. They're so good. Yes, I do have kitty emotes. I got kitty emotes. Thanks for the base girl boss stream. Let's try to do more girl boss streams. Have a good one, Evelyn. Thank you so kindly for being here. Yeah, we get it. You have a loud vehicle. I know, it's obnoxious. Mort, thank you so kindly for the Happy Women's Day. Happy International Women's Day, everyone. International Women's Day. Happy International Women's Day, everyone. Hope you're having a good one. Oh my god. Seriously? I'm like looking at my YouTube comments. In response to a thread that directly relates to the super straight thing on one of my other videos, not even the super straight one, this person says transgenderism doesn't exist. Neither does super straight, moron. Fucking Christ. These people are so dumb. Jesus Christ. I build decks just to piss off strength nerds, I do. Transgenderism. I'm just gonna delete their comments, honestly. Fuck them. They don't have any points. They don't have any valid points. They're just here to attack me, so I'm just gonna delete their comments. Fuck them. Tried sharing these to Lefty Reddit. I don't want to post on Reddit because I hate the way Reddit treats self-promotion. Reddit is fucking stupid. Anyway, hang on. Welcome to the Rogue Room, Lily, by the way. How you doing? Tired of dumb bigots. I agree, Toki. Yeah, if transgenderism doesn't exist, what the fuck is super straight? Super straight is just heterosexuality. Systemic default, the norm, the expectation that everyone assumes when they meet you for the first time. When you meet a new person, you assume they're heterosexual. Okay, so why do you assume I'm going to jail, Mr. Awkward? Just throwing it out there. Why do you assume I'm going to jail? Or like, why is that relevant to anything? And again, that's the root of the problem. You are assuming gender is genitalia. It's not. You're just another one of the same people we deal with every other night. You realize that? I deal with this all the fucking time. I think it's wrong how trans people get overall angry if you call them men. Yeah, because I'm not a man. I'm a woman. Get mad if you don't agree with them because you're completely dismissing. Like, if you called a cisgender woman a man, she'd be understandably angry too. You're white. If I looked at you and told you I was African American, it's not the same thing at all. It's not the same thing at all. Gender is a social role. Race is based on genetics. There's a difference there. We're women, so I don't want to go to prison. Stop telling me I'm going to prison, for goodness sake. Stop asserting I'm going to prison. Gender is not genitals. It's not. It's simply not. That's not it. You're not looking to argue. Then why are you making those assumptions? Horny jail? I don't get horny. I lost the horny gene. Anyway. Like, genitalia is just not your gender. Gender is a social role. It's... What's a better analogy? Okay, so like, gender is what you're assigned at birth. So let's put it this way. They've got all those, all the prison takes, not new, honestly. Reject bonk, return to horny. Horny jail, only good jail. Okay, so, when you're born, the doctor looks at your body and says to your parents, or if you've had the ultrasound, they say, this child has this genitalia. So what this means is, we're going to give them the social expectation that they are to dress a certain way, that they are to style themselves a certain way, that they are to perform themselves a certain way, and we're going to call that a boy, and eventually a man, or a girl, and eventually a woman. That is the role we are going to give them. They never had the option to choose that for themselves. You're given that label at birth and you immediately assume that every other person who has that label should stay stuck to it perfectly. Right? You're just assuming that everyone should have that role that they are given. They don't get the choice there. And I'm not saying that being trans is a choice, but even if it were, what's the fucking problem? Gender-based roles are explicitly just a way to categorize you socially. It's just a way to lock you into something. You know, that you never had the option to choose yourself. Sex is superficially based on physical condition. Gender is the role taken in society. Often the latter is assigned on the former, yes. Gender is dumb, but also very important. And the way that we proceed, yeah, like the importance of the importance of your gender, especially given, you know, the way we are. Pup, welcome to the Rogue Room. How you doing? Jamrock, how's it going? What was I saying? Excuse me. There's a difference between sex and gender. Most of the time they align, but sometimes they do not. So there are a lot of men and there are a lot of women. There are a lot of cis men and a lot of cis women. There's no... your creator is your parents. Lean in. I'm sorry to break this to you. We're not doing the God discussion. We're not arguing with your little imaginary friend. I'm sorry, but go fuck yourself. Religion is fascist. Let's just get that out of the way. Religion is fascist, and we're not going to have that discussion. That's my uniform stance on religion, alright? I'm just going to put that out there right now. If you wear a cross around your neck, no. By the way, you think if Jesus ever comes back, he's ever going to want to see a fucking cross? Anyway, that's neither here nor there, you know. Most men and most women in society, and yes, I do say men and women, because most of these people, most of society, simply are just going to agree with their assigned gender at birth. They're not going to feel dysphoria. They're not going to feel as though their gender is wrong. They're not going to feel as though their existence is wrong. They're going to be like, okay, I'm a man, I'm a woman. They're just going to be that. And they're going to be comfortable in that. And they're going to be comfortable around other people who are their assigned gender at birth. They're not going to care. They're not going to question it. How about this? If you're going to be sexual with someone, would you consider it your duty to tell them what they might find? I would probably consider that a part of consent. I would consider that to be a part of consent, yes. As a pansexual but questioning a romantic, it's hard to explain that, yes, I will have sex with you, but no, I wouldn't date you. If you believe your creator is your God or your parents, there's no God. There's no God, sorry. Hate to break it to you, there's no God. Not a thing. Extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence, and there's no evidence of any God. Anywho, that's neither here nor there. I could do an atheist stream, dude. I could do an atheist stream. I could talk about how religion is fascist tomorrow. We just did fascism last night. We're gonna bookend... Are you really gonna make me bookend International Women's Day with fascism? Fascism yesterday, fascism tomorrow. Must I? Duty to get booty. It'd be very obvious once the pants come off. And I mean, if you, for example, I could do a PowerPoint. I could do a PowerPoint. I'm a woman. Yeah, I mean, like, that's it. That's the end of the discussion, right? It's like, if I say I'm a woman, look at the way I'm presenting right now. Does this look like a man? Give money, yeah, give money to trans women today. Open your purse. I only need one more sub for today's daily sub goal of 10. Warn you first so you can be fast on the banhammers. These people are so obvious. Aren't they, Kit? These people are so obvious. Okay, so let's unpack this, Mr. Awkward. If you think you're going to have sex with a woman and the pants come off, and it's not that you're going to be mad. Lily, thank you so kindly for hitting our daily sub goal of 10 for the day. Thank you so kindly. Oh my goodness. Said one more. I'm not going to increase the sub goal again. We hit 5. And I think it was Juniper that was like, update your sub goal. Okay, so you know what happens in that particular scenario, Mr. Awkward. If you think you're going to have sex with a woman, if you're attracted to a woman, right? If you are attracted to a woman to the point that you are about to have sex with her, do you know how often it happens that it comes to the point that a trans woman is in the bedroom with a man? And keep in mind, I'm a lesbian, so this is never going to happen with me. But you get to the point where you're in the bedroom with a transgender woman. Do you know what the cultural norm in that circumstance is? When you get into the bedroom and then see that, you know what the response typically is, Mr. Awkward? And you know why I really don't like you bringing this up? The response is violence against trans women. We mentioned this earlier in the stream. The response is either the woman getting assaulted or outright killed. Or perhaps the best outcome is the man goes and tells all of his friends, and they go tell all of their friends that a potentially closeted trans woman is trans, thereby forcing an awful reputation on her. It's called trans panic. And it's very fucking common. And it needs to stop. You're making bad faith arguments against trans people. Need to say this with the trolls. It's not their fault, it's the guy's fault that does the violence. Yes, it is. Yeah, no. You don't get to say that shit. You wouldn't have any sympathy? You know what could happen? You know, if a dude, okay? If a man in a situation with a trans woman sees that she doesn't have the genitals that he likes so desperately, you know what he could say? Sorry, I'm not interested. I will leave. Do you think that violence is justified if he commits violence? So you're saying you would have no sympathy for the trans person? Are you saying that if that man committed violence, even just a slap or a punch, a single hit, are you saying you would have no sympathy for her having violence committed against her? International Women's Day, by the way. This is what we're talking about. Well, it's not anymore, actually. It's the 9th of March now, so we're on to the next day. We're not in International Women's Day anymore. You're still saying the trans. You're still saying the trans, friend. And also, everybody got a booty. Unless they have a colonoscopy bag. A colostomy bag? Yeah. Stop calling us the trans, friendo. I mean, it's more than likely in the case of a sexual encounter between a trans person who has not had the surgery. And for the record, you know, if a trans woman has had the surgery, I mean, I'm just making a silly little notion there. What was I going to say? Let me think. Let's just say, for example, the woman has had the surgery. Because we're going to stick with the trans women. There are trans men in this circumstance. But let's just say a trans woman has had the surgery. Has a gash. Let's just call it what the transphobes love to call it. Has a gash. Which is honestly just a common slang in Australia for a vagina. It's not a reference to the surgery itself. But if the trans woman has had the surgery and has a vagina, I don't personally think she has any responsibility to say, oh, by the way, I'm trans. In a sexual encounter. She has no responsibility to the man to say that. In the case of pre-surgery, it's probably pertinent and relevant, yes. But in that circumstance, what the man should do is be respectful and depart from the situation if it makes him uncomfortable. You're fine to have a genital preference. Nobody is arguing that. And again, this comes back around to this old bullshit. So it's agree with me or you are being rude. You are being rude. You definitely never had an initial sexual encounter that didn't have some level of initial negotiation where that type of thing would have come up. Exactly, Rogue. Fellow
I
Rogue.
see you've brought guests.
Mary Juku, welcome to the Rogue Room. Friends! Kendo, may I suggest, for a moment, that you're a fucking moron. Get out of my chat. Welcome in everybody else, though. Mary Juku and friends, how you doing? You're welcome here in the Rogue Room. We're just dealing with haters. But it's like it's past midnight and I've had alcohol and I don't care. I'm being sassy. I am being rude. Pushing your beliefs on others. Here we go again. You're the normal ones. That's the problem, dipshit. You're literally coming into my channel and insulting me. I know. What's wrong with you? This is the common trolling tactic, by the way, these people. What's the bet this person came from my what the fuck is a super straight video? Loot Demon is playing honestly, Loot Demon's kicking you around like a football right now, dude, and it's hilarious to watch. Go let loose. It's fun. It's funny. I'm enjoying it. How was your stream, Mary? How you doing? Marie, sorry. Marie, how was your stream? Trying to rationalize with a bigot is such a waste of energy, but it's amusing. I need this. Honestly, I need this. I need this catharsis right now. I need my girl boss moment. Dealing with someone who is just in my chat being transphobic. We don't need your speeches. Yeah, exactly. Trying to rationalize shit. Fake gamer girl, welcome to the program. How you doing, Marie? How's it going? How was your stream? What'd you get up to? Grill boss. If Hecklin was here, she'd be definitely our grill boss. Not that one. That's the wrong person. I nearly shouted out Maria. Not Maria. Marie. Streaming some Elite Dangerous. How'd you go? How'd your stream go? Can you do something for me, boss? Hey, boss. $5 a month. Okay, I'm girl boss 100%. I'm just like sick of seeing the same shit, you know? Like you're saying the same shit we've always seen, rather than educating yourself. And when we offered you, we did give you an opportunity to understand the viewpoint, but you flew into defensive mode. Again, I got the sensation of hair. The pink guy thing. Hey, balls! Yeah, Google's that. Flying ships and shooting other ships and listening to noise music. Sounds sick. I wouldn't mind getting back into No Man's Sky, honestly. I can't afford the time to expend on a video game. Again, like once a week we're playing BioShock in a couple of days. And here it comes again. Why don't you admit it's an illness? It's not an illness. I'm a normal person. I do normal things. I am a chick. No Man's Sky, only women. Only women's sky. Yes, women's land. You're wrong again, yeah. I'm not mentally ill. You know what mental illness is? Mental illness is like schizophrenia. Mental illness is depression and anxiety. Things that actually cause you some kind of harm, right? Dysphoria is a mental illness that is associated with being transgender. But get this, this is really weird. Might blow your mind. Cis people can have gender dysphoria. I also have body dysmorphia, but that's neither here nor there. Trans is not a human-only condition. It's ages old and also happens in the animal kingdom. Exactly. Not to mention, mental illness is defined by the science that we humans came up with, and there is also science regarding trans identity, which explicitly says it's not a mental illness. So are you disagreeing with the science there? What are your thoughts on being allowed to use the male? I'm a female, I use the female restrooms. Quite frankly, the fact that there's gendered bathrooms at all is stupid. Get rid of all of them. The frogs are turning the water gay. Mental illness is what we call a mental deviation from a constructed norm. Yes, true. Show up in mentally ill people's streams. Just to heckle them. I know, how fucked up is that, Cosect? How fucked up is that? I mean, if I were to do it, let's just say, for example, if I were to be doing a stream about depression and anxiety, and they came in and insulted me about depression and anxiety, how fucked up would that be? You would not have the energy for this? I have had alcohol. I am rambling at this point. Male and female restrooms are a conspiracy by plumbers to sell more fixtures. Oh, this is relieving, honestly. Because today I've had to deal with being completely bombarded by these super straight Nazis on one of my videos. And this is catharsis. This is relief. I'm a woman. I go into the women's restroom. But again, the whole restroom situation is fucking stupid to begin with. I'm going to give you an opportunity here, Mr. Awkward. Give me a genuine, solid reason why we don't have gender-neutral public bathrooms. Go. Bathrooms were invented in 1832 by Jonathan Barth, who simply wanted his own type of room. Genuinely, what is the reason that we don't have gender-neutral bathrooms in public spaces? As in a bathroom, a toilet, a soap dispenser. I mean, not a bathroom. A sink, a toilet, soap dispenser. You know, all the standard stuff in a single cubicle. Why don't we have like 6 of those in a shopping center instead of a male and female restroom? Why do we not have those? Why do we not have individual stalls? They can clearly do it. They do it with disabled toilets, and I've been to places that do have gender-neutral bathrooms. So why is there a weird facility where people are taking a shit or a piss, especially like when you're looking at urinals? Why do urinals exist? What reason do they have for urinals to exist when you could just have individual toilets, privacy? You know, if we're going to make that argument, if we're going to go to the restroom thing, return to monkey or progress to crab. I want to be crab. There's these things called facts and none of these facts. And one of these facts is the trans women are women, yes. We have co-ed literally everything else. Yeah, I go to the library. There's not a men's and a women's library. I don't go to the library. I should. I should go to the library more often. You can just use the regular toilet if you need to take a piss, though. You can just use the regular, like... Yeah, women don't. And men can sit down to pee. And you can still stand over a toilet. That's not an argument. There are many cases of butch cis women. Yes! Papa. Again, I have a lesbian couple of friends. Cisgender, white butch lesbians who have gotten looks in public restrooms. They've told me these stories before. Have a good one, Vanna. Thank you so kindly for hanging out tonight. We've been going way longer than usual. You know, they've told me, as butch lesbian women, they've gotten looks in public restrooms because they're butch. They're still women. Told a story. What story did you tell, Marie? Tell us all about it. It might distract us from this nonsense. I am having fun rambling. But, yeah, so you don't need a urinal B. Shocking. Do you have a urinal in your house? I just noticed that. That's fucking great. I wonder if there is someone that actually does have a urinal installed in their house, and why? Like, why? Went to get an ultrasound on your boobs and the receptionist people caused a scene about your name and ID and stuff, which is like whatever, it happens all the time, you expected it, yes. But I really told him, like, yeah, here's my legal ID, I brought it because I knew this would happen. There's some research. Oh, we got some RGR research. Check out Lindsay Ellis's latest video as well. I need to do that. You're afraid of men pretending to be women to get close to cis women, and your problem is with predatory men, not trans women. Absolutely. Yes. Yeah, I've got to check out Lindsay Ellis's latest video. So it was like embarrassing but fully expected. It was like, yeah, that's what being alive and trans is. Like, yeah, true. But there was a pair of cis women on the receptionist next to you. Yeah. If you can't be convinced, here's a genuine question. Well, you're gone now. Bye. If you can't be convinced, why are you asking the questions? Thank you, Kit. The shutdown. Yeah, you're just a bigot in that case. If you can't change your opinion based on the actual science, for the record. Your opinion's not based on any science. Yeah? Yeah, your opinion can be changed. My opinion, that I do have, about gender identity and all of that sort of shit, is based on the science that we know. But I shouldn't, as a trans person, be required to justify my existence to someone who doesn't want to accept change. After you got your appointment, you sat down, and one of them came over and approached you and started saying like, hey, I saw that it was terrible, so sorry I have to deal with that every day. Like, haha, thanks person I don't know, just keep talking about it, reminding me I appreciate that a lot, but yeah, a bit awkward. Gabe, fun fact of the day, a slice of apple pie is $2.50 in Jamaica and costs $3 in the Bahamas. Those are the pie rates of the Caribbean. I don't know. Stop. Oh. There's a whole, like, trans woman crosses the street to avoid overly supportive liberals. Did you see that article? Did you see that satire article? This is great. I love this. This is fantastic. If you've not seen this Onion piece, oh no, sorry, it's the Hard Times. Trans woman desperate for someone to just feel neutral about. This is so good. Local trans woman Ruby Aldorf posted a picture of herself eating a hot dog on Instagram yesterday, desperate for anyone to not have an opinion about it. Not that I don't want people to comment on my pictures, I could just really use something in between a suburban mum scream typing Yas Queen and a man calling me the T slur. It looks like me. Honestly, that's kind of flattering. Just cute. This is such a good article. Oh, I love this piece so much. It's too good. Read the whole thing. It's fantastic. I've already read this on stream. I'm not going to redo it. She is cute. I love her outfit too. Her outfit's great. Oh my goodness. Oh, we like to have fun here. It's not International Women's Day here in Australia anymore, but appreciate you all being here tonight. Oh my goodness. We've had a fucking good time tonight. We've talked about quite a few interesting things. We've gone way over my usual time. We've hit a daily sub goal twice over now. We've got to 10. We got to 5. And then we got to 10. And Sidewinder. Look at that shit. That's awesome. Thing is, all this stupid super straight bullshit comes straight from Kiwi Farms and 4chan. They actually don't have any investment in the opinion. They're just trying to make other people defend their existence for the lulz, which is explicitly working towards... what's it called? Transphobic violence, which is not nice. We don't like to have violence committed against us because, you know, some people are going to take this super straight shit seriously and they're going to use that to justify trans panic nonsense. Blah, 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 blah. The list goes on. Oh, okay, so tomorrow's topic. I am genuinely looking at the fascism of religion as a genuine topic. I've been meaning to get into religion for a while. Do we do the fascism of religion? Well, today, technically speaking. Oh, hang on. That's a bit of a spoiler. I've just given away who we're raiding. We're going to raid Pinnapy tonight. You do it, don't forget the PowerPoint. We've got to do a PowerPoint. Stick around for the raid, folks. Come and say hi to Pinnapy. She's a good friend. She's awesome. And yeah, we will do the fascism of religion. We'll get into it. I don't know enough about the fascism of Western religion, of basically Catholicism. I have an unban request. Here we go. I'm gonna leave him sitting. I'm gonna leave him hanging. Sirius has a lot of good vids on atheism. There's a lot of good content on atheism out there. I am a very staunch atheist. We're gonna go say hi to Rosie. Please be very kind. She's awesome. Here's my socials if you haven't followed me on Twitter, if you haven't joined my Discord, subscribe to my YouTube, follow my Instagram, join my Facebook page. Do all of those if you fancy it. Look at my triceps. Why are they wiggling? I have muscly arms and yet my triceps do this. How the fuck do I have bingo wings when I'm like 2% body fat? Unless that's just like what is that? That's another thing for me to beat myself up over. Have a good one, folks. I'll see you when I'm looking at you.
From being like the top of the top.